Everybody, welcome to Middays with Marks on 97.5, the Fanatic on a Football Friday. Your chance to win a vacation a day to the Bahamas coming up here on Middays with Marks. Just kidding.
This is the first time I've done a Football Friday literally since Halloween 2019 when I was fired.
That was it. Then they got. So guess what's happening after today's show?
Fired again, boys.
Good
Another
morning.
pass card to hand in.
Good morning to Ray Dunn. Hi, Ray.
Good morning.
Ray was working late last night. I got the email at 1:10 a.m. from Ray.
Wow, what were you doing last night, Ray?
I was down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. I was working with NBC Sports Philly.
Were you doing the game last night?
Just behind the scenes stuff.
He does cuts.
You didn't come down to say hello to me down at NBA 1?
Big deal down there. I feel like I'd have to get through like 3 different levels of security to get wherever they have you.
You just drop my name and you're good to go, brother.
As we say good morning to Jason Martinez, who joins us this morning
Good morning.
after a big Flyers game last night, overtime loss.
Oh, heartbreaker, too, the way it went down.
So we're not going to talk. We're not, because people have been angry that I don't know enough about the Flyers. We're doing all Flyers, top to bottom, 4 hours of Flyers. Ray Dunn, are you ready?
Let's go. Let's light the lamp, boys.
We'll discuss.
We get into systems and everything here today? The 2-1-2 forecheck?
Well, we did that yesterday, so I don't want to.
Your philosophy, forecheck, back check, paycheck.
Listen, I'm dumping Chase.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
I'm like, who was the longtime Jersey Devils coach that did the clutching and grabbing, dumping and Chase?
Jacques Lemaire?
Marty Brodeur was so good. If you got a 1-0 lead, you were gonna.
Yeah,
and
you only give up like 7 shots a game with that style that they played.
Anyway, if you can tell this morning, Jason, I'm goofy.
Yeah, I am too, actually. That makes 2 of us.
Really? You're goofy?
I'm a little sharp today, let me just say that.
I can tell that you're...
yeah, I'm a little fired up today.
Good. I'm so exhausted with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts.
Ugh.
And Ray said this morning. We're just talking about stuff or whatever. We're talking Phillies. Not even really for the show. We're just talking Phillies because we're Phillies fans. And we both had smiles on our face. And we're like, oh, we know, like JT and, Pete Fairbanks. And could this happen? Boom's going to get traded.
Schwarber's coming back.
And Ray stopped and he said, you know what? I'd rather talk about Pete Fairbanks for 4 hours than talk about Jalen Hurts in this offense today, which we're going to have to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's fatigue there with it for sure. So here's you and I both really like to, especially when you have kind of a meaty topic that you want to talk to the people about, you want to go to the phones.
Yeah.
Today feels like with you one of those days.
Yeah, I want to talk to people on the phones today. Nothing against you, nothing against Ray, and we'll talk and we'll have our conversation.
But you don't want to talk to us.
No, I want to talk to the people today because there's this whole notion, and I saw this on NFL Network, that some of the talking heads on some of the radio stations speak for the fans. I don't speak for anybody. Right. I speak for me. John Marks, you speak for you. Ray speaks for himself. And let the fans speak for themselves, for goodness sake.
Right. Yeah, because you're right. You get lumped in because there are a lot of people, and I believe that a lot of my complaints about the whole situation, if you saw on social media this week, something like at some point sometimes I just have enough. And I can't do it anymore.
Well, you're human.
This isn't an easy business. Everybody that works in sports radio and radio in Philadelphia are ultimately a member of our fraternity. It's a tough job. They do a good job. All of that, boom. I'll say it. But also when you see something that is so clear to you that isn't genuine and is just being said because it works on the format that they're on, which is the bench Jalen Hurts. He's the Super Bowl MVP. If Joe really believed that you should bench Jalen Hurts and he's going to give you an argument why, then I'd be like, you know what? Fine. He believes, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
And you're doing
and he's got
it,
a track record that you know he doesn't.
But you also don't realize, and this is what and when you talked about how they say, well, they are speaking for a lot of people because they're being, the fans are being manipulated into thinking this person actually believes this, which they don't. Let me just say this, because this isn't going to be the whole show, but we do want to talk to people. I like, Jason, you and I grew up here. Ray grew up here. You can come into town. You don't have to be a lifelong member of this city to do radio in the town. There's been lots of successful people that didn't grow up here like we did, right?
Yeah, Jody,
Angelo.
Glenn Macnow.
A lot of people, right?
Al Morgani. Still has a Boston accent.
Josh wasn't from here, and he still very much pays attention to what's going on in sports radio. But it also means something more to us that were born and raised, and this was our life.
Because we have scar tissue. We lived it.
My first memory of life is the Phillies winning the World Series in October of 1980. I was almost 4 years old. I remember it. I remember the Eagles losing in January of 1981 because I remember going to a Super Bowl party and my dad telling me if they win the Super Bowl, we'll paint this helmet that you have. I'm like, okay, and then
my
they
first,
lost.
First sports memory, too.
Yeah.
Jim Plunkett. Yep.
So when it's like that for you, a loss hurts a certain way. A guy coming in, Chip Kelly coming in and ruining the franchise feels different than if you're coming in because this is now your profession.
Yeah.
So it's easier to say BS and say, yeah, just bench Jalen Hurts. He deserves to be benched. If he doesn't play well this week, I think the Eagles should bench him. Not even caring about that. So, I'm not telling you that this isn't like this is theatrical. What we do is more than just coming in and talking about sports and nuts and bolts and stats and things like that. It also has to be entertaining. I get that. But what I think people don't realize is that you're also these people don't realize that you don't believe what you're saying and you're creating a toxic environment to where, listen, if Jalen Hurts got benched because he sucks, Jalen Hurts should get benched because he sucked. Yeah. But I know that's not what they actually think, and they're manipulating. It's disingenuous. It's calculated, and it's intentional. Yeah. And that's what bothered me about it. Jason, I grew up here. I love the Eagles. When the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, the Minnesota Super Bowl against the Patriots, what I remember most from that was the day of the Super Bowl, because I flew back
This
from,
is 2018.
from Minnesota. 2018.
Not 25. Okay.
I flew back from Minnesota, and I remember friends that I had, some family, were going out to cemeteries and putting Eagles jerseys at the gravesite.
Yeah.
Because Dad would have loved to seen today and have the Eagles win. Grandpa,
they wanted to see it before they went.
Right?
Yep.
So this is personal for me, and that's what the Eagles mean to me. It doesn't mean like that to everybody else. I just want everybody to keep that in mind when you hear these things. That do they really believe it, and is that what's best for the city? And you know what, Jason? I don't know if our reaction to the Eagles, I don't know if it's fair. I don't know if it's over the top. I really don't know. I'm so dizzy and drunk on this entire season right now.
Yeah, I'm exhausted by it. I got into sports because I love sports, and I love talking about it. When we're growing up, it's a great debate because we all value different elements based on our own experiences or preferences. So I can say, I value Jalen Hurts this way because of X, Y, and Z that he brings to the table. Other people are like, I don't value him because I don't see him being able to throw down the field, and that's what I prefer. That's how I think you can win, or whatever it might be. So sports are always a great debate. And the thing about this that's gotten so out of control, and like you used the word disingenuous, I think when you do those things and present those things to an audience, it's not only disingenuous, it's disrespectful. And to me, it's not authentic.
Well, and radio's supposed to be authentic. Stephen A. and that nonsense, that's a TV show.
Yeah.
Radio's different.
That's different. Radio is, you need to be authentic. And believe me, when I first started, I wasn't authentic. I was trying to find my voice to be authentic, which is why I decided to be very transparent on the air about my life off the air, because I'm just giving you my experience in life. And some people identify with it, some people don't, whatever. Some people hate me for it, some people don't. You can't please everybody. But what I will tell you is that the way I approach this is I come in and I give you my honest opinion. I don't give you an opinion that I think will be controversial and make the stupid phone ring just because, it needs to be this hot take or this extreme, opinion on something. We come in here, you and I do the show, and like we talked yesterday, and we were talking about some things to talk about, and a lot of people go, oh, you think that? Okay, I'll play the other side. Well, sometimes
it's easy to do.
Sometimes I agree with you. I'm not going to play the other side just to play the other side to be a heel to your opinion. That's disingenuous.
If you've noticed, and hopefully you have, Stephen A. brings on people they disagree, but he's able to rotate a cast of people to where you don't always need to disagree. Max Kellerman and Stephen A. disagreed on every subject of all time.
Pre-planned.
Right. So if you're listening to a show and host A says, well, I think this, and host B says, I totally disagree, 610-632-0975, sometimes you're going to find common ground on disagreements. Like Jason and I can talk about something, and Jason will say, like, oh, I totally disagree with that. Like, boom, that's something we can talk about.
Yeah, because it's organic.
But you need to find it.
Yeah.
This is just bench Jalen Hurts. They should bench him. If he plays poorly this week, he should be playing for his job.
Yeah. Well, I go back to one time in the summer because I was following along a little bit because I've had the same issue with the same person. And I don't know Gilio.
I do. He's a great guy.
Very well, maybe. But there was a week where he was saying the Eagles' bats, or the Phillies' bats, rather, are going to prevent them from XYZ. And then 6 days later, the Eagles' bats are going to lead them to the World Series. It was like, dude, you got to start cataloging your BS.
No, you don't.
But it didn't matter because it was a different day. And it got people fired up to call and either tell me he was an idiot or they agreed or whatever. But I just don't believe in doing it that way. I like being authentic, and I think our world is so phony in a lot of ways right now that I refuse to contribute to it. And I know you do too.
Yeah.
Because
trying.
I'm not selling my soul. This job ain't that important to me to sell my soul. It's not. And if I did that and I went home, my wife would probably be like, dude, what are you doing?
Well, but it's one thing to do it just to, like, all right, I'm going to play this side today. It'll be fun, right? But like,
sometimes you go, okay, well, I'll just play devil's advocate, right?
That's the basis of everything. That's the basis of the entire thing. Is
that's an evolving conversation.
So let's move away from that and just ask Ray. And I'm going to ask you this: is the reaction of the Eagles right now, is it fair, or is it completely over the top and outrageous, or is it somewhere in between?
Tuesday, it's fair to be in your feelings about how the game went and be like, wow, he did not play well. The benching conversation for 4 days, over the top.
Like Patullo, the Fire Patullo thing is when the offense sucks and the offensive coordinator is calling plays and it's not working, he's going to hear it. So I think it's ridiculous the amount of obsession people have with Kevin Patullo, but that's going to happen. I honestly, I just like, if we just took a step back, and the problem is we're so knee deep in it, and I'm not going to sit here
Mariota-esque.
But I'm not going to sit here and sell you that the team's fine because I don't believe that. But benching the quarterback, firing everybody, and the Eagles franchise sucks. Isn't that kind of where we are right now? Oh, well, no, it's this guy's fault. No, it's this guy's fault. No, it's Hurts' fault. Hurts sucks. The team is leaking stories to reporters that Jalen Hurts is what's wrong with everything. They're helping create some of this chaos, too.
Do you think they benefit from the chaos?
No. Of course not. No, of course not.
Any publicity, not bad.
610-632-0975. That's the phone number.
They don't need help with publicity.
I had some. They don't. They're covering their own ass because they pay too close of attention what people are saying out there. I had somebody DM me on Twitter, and he said, because I believe if Nick Sirianni's doing an interview on radio or he's at a press conference, the question of have you considered benching Jalen Hurts is a completely legitimate question.
Totally agree.
Dan Orlovsky disagrees. Completely legitimate question.
He thought that was out of line?
Do we have it, Orlovsky? All right.
I'd like to hear that.
We're already late enough to where we should just roll and
we'll take a break at 1:55.
Yes. Commercial free for the next 3 hours. I'm sorry, Ray. It's just
I'm going to have to go to the bathroom, but
yeah, you will. But so here's Dan Orlovsky.
Yesterday became the dumbest conversation of the NFL season. We had someone ask the head coach of the defending Super Bowl champions if they were going to bench their quarterback. By the way, that quarterback's fourth in the NFL in touchdowns right now. Fourth. And we're going, should we bench the quarterback? Like he's the only person who's not playing up to their level? Saquon Barkley is one of two running backs that have over 50 carries this year that have gone for out there.
Yeah,
no yards or negative yards.
I don't need more from it. Yeah, I mean, and I can understand Dan saying that because he's a former player and he's in Bristol.
He's looking from afar. It looks good from afar, but if you're up close, it looks far from good.
Right.
And we live it.
And and Nick Sirianni can answer the question, and we move on from it because it should be an easy answer.
Vote of confidence.
If it's an easy answer.
Yeah.
But you got to ask the question because here's what I said to him. Because he said, are they asking John Harbaugh that in Baltimore? Because Lamar Jackson's not been good. Have they asked Andy Reid that in Kansas City? And the answer is no. And he's got a point. But my point was there's information out there that Jalen Hurts is the problem with the offense. Yeah. And he's not playing well.
Yeah, he's not. If you're looking at it from close and living it week to week, you're seeing the warts. Looking from afar, you don't see that. You know, some girls, you're at the shore, at the beach, right? The girl walks out, and you're, oh, my God, a total dime. And as she gets closer to walking by where you're hanging out with your family, you're like, oh, maybe not. Bad grill. You know what I mean? Looks good from afar, but far from good. You know what I'm saying? Ray knows what I'm saying. How about that, Ray?
Ray, this is Radio 2006.
Right now. Like I'm all over the place today.
Let's get the strippers in.
I am all over the place today because, number one, I am so fatigued by this frigging conversation. It's making it not fun. Sports is supposed to be fun. And I'm so pissed off that some of these people on the radio think they're talking for fans. That pisses me off.
Right. So
because fans, we have a phone line right here. What's the number? 610-632-0975. They got their own voice. They can talk for themselves.
You can talk for yourself. And you know what? A lot of people will call in and say they should bench Jalen Hurts.
They will.
They will.
And that's fine.
But that's your voice.
But the other thing is, they can call in and say, I think that's total BS, and here's why. And look at it and have a pragmatic view of it. But some of these people think that they are speaking for other. Do not speak for me, ever. No. I will speak for me.
Ray,
that pisses me off.
Ray, I don't know if I let you answer it. Are we over the top with this?
Oh, of course.
Right. Is this all manufactured hot take radio that we're doing?
I don't think it's. I think it can be both. It can be justified and
and ridiculous.
The extreme levels of fire everybody and bench everybody, of course, is extreme. But they're also like Dan Orlovsky saying Jalen Hurts is fourth in touchdowns. Jalen Hurts hasn't really played well this year, Dan. I don't know what to tell you. But he is the Super Bowl MVP.
You can live in the world where he played terrible on Monday night and was a driving force for them losing that football game, and also understand just the mechanics of how all this works and say, yeah, he's not going to get benched. You could be livid at him and blame him for them losing that football game, and also realize they're playing the Raiders on Sunday.
Yes, there's the game on Sunday.
Yes. When Jalen Hurts takes the field on Sunday, he'll still be 10 months removed from a Super Bowl MVP. He'll still be 6 days removed from probably the worst game of his career, but he's going to take the field as a starter for that team. That's the thing.
He's earned a leash.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a lack of respect for what he's done.
Well, no, it would be crazy to bench him.
Right. It would be an organizational decision. It would be like the Hurts era.
It's over for him.
It's over. Yeah, no, he's never going to be the starter again. He may start games. He'll never be the starter again.
No, there'll be so much scar tissue.
Yeah, you're moving on. That's what I'm saying. It's a dumb conversation to have. I will do the hypothetical. The Eagles won't do this, but should they do this? And so if you want to have that conversation, it's just I can't do that because it's not only so unlikely, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's a non-starter, as they say.
If you look ahead to next year, okay, that's a different conversation.
You go back to Tuesday. You could talk about how, hey, at halftime of that game, I was thinking about.
I was.
Yeah, you can. Someone that has that thought process, I understand because I know that there are people around the Delaware Valley that are like, man, he's killing them right now.
You're hearing it in bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
100%. Yeah. Wednesday, Thursday, being like, I don't know if this guy gets a chance beyond a bad Sunday against the Raiders. The dude was the Super Bowl MVP 10 months ago. Breathe.
I told you the story. I was in the Wawa the one night coming home from a Flyers game, and the guy behind the counter in a deli counter going, if they had Tanner McKee in there, they'd win the Super Bowl. And I looked at the other guy working there. I said, dude, you got to stop. And then I found out he was a Giant fan. That was like Sean from Pine Hill calling.
Of course. 610-632-0975.
Can I read something for you real quick?
0975. Go for it.
Spike Exton tweeted out. He said, we are in the internet eating itself cycle of Philly sports Twitter raging about WIP being clickbait while using WIP and its personalities as clickbait. Whatever we can do to help.
Yes, they're creating the content. 610-632.
I know him. I know Spike, but that
09
it's a douche thing to say.
75. It is a football Friday, and we do have a game to talk about.
Yeah, and we will.
Do we?
I want to talk to people today.
As do I.
I've had enough talking to just you and talking to Ray. I want to talk to some of the people.
How do we feel? And are you as exhausted as us in being an Eagle fan right now?
I'm a freaking
as an Eagle fan, I'm exhausted, and they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Would you have ever thought you'd be this exhausted the year after winning a Super Bowl and the team's 8-5?
Well, I've been doing this a long time. Everybody said if we win one Super Bowl, I'll be fine for a decade.
We're doing this to
BS.
ourselves.
Yeah. We're cannibalizing.
In part. All right, Football Fridays brought to you by Norristown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Driving the great deals at our sales event. Norristown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Get great deals all month long on a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. Coming up, the Jalen Hurts dialogue, the game, and everything else. 610-632-0975. Don't go anywhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Getting ready for the Raiders. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Birds trying to put an end to a 3-game losing skid this Sunday at 1 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field against the Las Vegas Raiders. The talking point all week has been the offense. Certainly Jalen Hurts, the offensive coordinator. Kevin Zullo got a chance to address the media yesterday and talk about the positives he took from Monday night.
I think there were some positives that came out of that game. We were able to do some different things that we've been pushing towards doing and was very encouraging. I think the guys felt pretty good about the things we did well on. They know what we need to fix and continue to grow from, and the plan can keep growing from there, especially this week going forward.
Going forward, they need something to start growing on that offense. They need something to be figured out in this game against the Raiders on Sunday. Again, trying to put the end to a 3-game losing skid. Last night, the Flyers lost 3-2 in overtime to the Vegas Golden Knights as they battled back twice to tie the game but could not get the win and get the point at home last night. And tonight, the 76ers in action against the Pacers at Xfinity Mobile Arena. You can listen to that game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. This update is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Despite wintry conditions and heavy traffic, holidays must go on. It's why Mercedes-Benz SUVs come with the latest safety technology. Find incredible offers at the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, the best Birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5 The Fanatic.
We're going to need more spicy music today.
On Wednesday, we did a one-hit wonder Wednesday.
Oh, I love that.
That was it. It was you were supposed to be here Wednesday and you got pulled into the Flyers?
Yeah.
Or was that
Hanging out with Rick Tockett.
Yeah, no, because I was doing it because you were working Wednesday, but a music thing with you is good because you're a former music guy.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing. Who worked Friday, or was it just you? It was just me and you.
Yeah, it was just me and you.
Yeah.
I
worked.
heard a great one-hit wonder last night at the Flyers game. Do you remember the song Forever Young? I want to be
Forever
You know who sings it?
Well, it was originally Rod Stewart, no?
No.
Alphaville. One-hit
wonder.
How about that?
That's exactly what was in my head when I heard it.
How about that?
How about that? I'm doing it at home now, damn you.
Ray, do people yell that at you?
Yep, it's become the new thing for me. I'm out. Someone's like, how about that? I'm like, God.
My wife hates when I work in radio because I take all my dumb impressions and characters home.
And you just walk around saying it?
Yeah, like I would be walking around as Anthony. Oh, that's beautiful. You know, the whole thing. You know, she'd be like, what are you doing?
Well, I do Tony with you and Harry. I'll say, let's go to the phones.
Well, whenever I call Harry, he does our old program director, Matt Nahagian, because you answer the phone, and first of all, it sounded like Nahagian's head was out the sunroof, right? His phone always sounded like crap. It was like, and you wouldn't get anything right away, then you get, hey! So that's how Harry answers when I call him.
All right. Speaking of going to the phone,
Harry's en route to Florida, too. Safe travels, Harry.
Hey, Harry. Is he right now in the plane?
I don't know. I think he's driving.
Oh, he might be listening right now. Fanatic. Let's go to the phones. Are you exhausted as we are as an Eagle fan right now? And this isn't even just the overall situation. Just as an Eagle fan, why is it so exhausting? Does it need to be this exhausting is my question.
No, it doesn't.
Well, then what do we do? I don't want to be this exhausting.
I don't either. I want to sit down and watch the game, enjoy it, and not think about all the angst and phony storylines that are around. I just want to escape for 3 hours and watch a game, for goodness sake.
All right, let's go to Will in South Jersey. Will, what do you got? Good morning.
Guys, you could not have said it better. I am so frustrated. Not because the Eagles lost. No. I'm frustrated the way they lost. Because this is so similar to 2023.
Yeah.
Why, when you've never lost a game, in 3 years, the Eagles have never lost a game where they ran the ball as much as they threw it. It's simple math. You look at that game last night with Tampa Bay. I mean, are you kidding me? You got a 14-point lead. You don't run the ball? Are you retarded? I mean, the Eagles were winning against Denver, 14 points, and they ran the ball 6 times against Denver. They ran the ball 12 times. They got beaten by the stinking Giants 12 times. When you look at the Eagles last year, if you just look at their last year, every playoff game, the Super Bowl, they ran the ball more than they threw it.
Yeah, Will, we appreciate it, man. I mean, I was complaining about this with Andy Reid. He threw the ball too much. I mean, for the most part, we don't have to worry about them throwing the ball more than running the ball.
The bigger issue is this, is that I don't know if you heard the stat during the game, but out of shotgun, they ran 29 plays. They averaged 3.2 yards per play. Saquon Barkley, out of shotgun running the ball, had an average of 2.2 yards per play. 9 plays under center. They averaged 12.5 yards per play, and Barkley averaged 5.5 yards per carry. Take the long touchdown out of the equation.
Yes, which was, I was just going to say.
And he ran for 4.8 yards per play.
Okay, and they're passing the ball better out of lining up under center too.
Why are we going back to being out of shotgun so often when it so clearly works better the other way? Is that Hurts being reluctant to go under center? Is that Kevin Patullo trying? I don't know. Maybe Hurts feels like he sees the field better out of shotgun, which he doesn't.
I don't. Without knowing any of the inside of it, guess what? Tough. You're going to line up under center more. They're not going to. No one lines up under center full time anymore, right? Like you get more teams, much more that are in shotgun than lining up under center. You know, Jeffrey Lurie had said after the loss, he said, "quote Our offense will get it going. I'm not worried at all." And he was saying, he was asked if it felt like it was 2023, and he said no, because 2023 didn't have the defense that we have. And he's absolutely right.
Yep.
But our offense will get it going. I'm not worried at all. I don't agree with. I don't agree with, for whatever reason, whether it's poor play calling or the scheme or them just being dummies with what they're doing or Jalen Hurts' performance or the offensive line being banged up. It just sure, Jeffrey Lurie should say that he owes the team, but if you're a fan, I don't know. Why would I expect anything to be different than what we've seen? They're going to have to grind out these wins playing how they played in the beginning of the season.
It's the fact of the matter at this point. That's the identity of this team. This is not 2024. It's just not.
John in Tennessee. John, go ahead, man. What up?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Just a Manny Unker down here in Tennessee. Want to voice my opinion about Jalen. I do not think he should be benched, but I also feel that he should have been pulled during that game, kind of like a goalie. Just get his head right, maybe motivate the offense a little bit. You know, I know everybody's saying, oh, he's a Super Bowl MVP. I get it. But let's not forget, so is Carson Wentz. And if they get something wrong in their head, maybe they need to sit for a series or two and just get their head right.
It's not a bad theory. It's different. To bench him and not start him is the end of the line. But is pulling him in a game where he's struggling and the offense is struggling the same outcome?
So Donovan got benched.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Cobb started, or did he start a game, or did he? Yeah, he started a game.
He started one after McNabb left and got hurt, and that was when Vic was here.
No,
but he did come in for McNabb on a couple of occasions. I don't know that he started a game.
Well, wasn't it the Ravens game? Did he get benched during the game? Ray
He got benched during that Ravens game.
He got benched during the Ravens game, and Cobb looked. You know, that was a great Ravens defense. Cobb looked like he was just playing almost for the first time.
Yeah,
even though he didn't. Yeah, because Cobb came in and he had good passing games against the Chiefs and then somebody else. But really, it was fool's gold. A lot of those yards, I remember Deshaun had a long crossing route, which was like, all right, he had a crossing route, and Deshaun did everything else. I didn't see a great quarterback. But anyway, he was able to come back, and then he was the starter, and he was established again. But then was that the year they went to the NFC Championship game? Year he got benched?
Yeah.
And then they got rid of him.
So
not
that's
long after.
That's 2018 season.
2008.
Oh, 2000. Oh, McNabb, I'm thinking.
Yeah, 2008.
Why am I thinking Wentz?
No, forget about Wentz for a second.
And
because they didn't
Arizona.
They didn't bench Wentz was done. They didn't bench Wentz, and then when he was coming up being an MVP, he was just done. You're not gonna sit down a quarterback for a couple of series and then bring him back in. Yeah. Give me a comp to that ever happen. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. That's what I'm saying.
Didn't even happen to Peyton Manning at the end when he was just clearly not Peyton Manning.
Jalen played poorly enough to where I was wishing they would maybe sit him out for a couple series. Yeah. That's for sure. But it's not something that they're actually going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think you can do it or you lose it, and then you're starting over essentially. That's what you'd be doing.
Right. What's the text line saying about all of these issues that we've talked about first half of the show?
Yeah, we got Bill and Warriors for it. If it's a Jalen Hurts problem in this offense and it's a coaching problem if they can't come up with a game plan that plays to his strengths. It's ridiculous that we know Jalen is winless when he throws 40-plus passes, but the coaches go ahead and make him do that and results in another loss. They need to be better along with Jalen. Also, Elliott cost them that game ultimately.
Well, think about the series where they have 3rd and 2.
A.J. Brown, he didn't bring up, had big drops.
Well, 3rd and 2, they're running the ball. I think Saquon had 9, a 7-yard run, and then a 5-yard run. They get to 3rd and 2 on that one series. They don't run the ball again. They pass the ball 5 times in a row and over. I think that's where Hurts ended up turning the ball over not once but twice on one play, which is a hard thing to do, by the way. Turning it over twice on a play. I don't think I've ever seen that.
You know, the true story. Last week it was me against my buddy Jake, and it was winner take all. Go to the playoffs for the last seed in fantasy football.
Wow.
I won the game on Jalen Hurts' double turnover. Recovering that fumble gave my defense points.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
And that's how you won?
That's how I won the game.
Wow.
From that.
That's good on you.
That's the worst beat ever. That's worse than the bad beat Portnoy had.
Was your friend screaming the way Portnoy was?
610-632-0975. Middays with Marks. Jason Bertidis, Ray Dunn, 610-632-0975. We'll do a how about that coming up in a little bit. We also have 76ers tickets.
Oh, what game?
Tim McManus. When are it's tonight? Oh, it's tonight.
Oh,
okay.
the game's tonight?
All right. So we'll say this before, but if you can't go to the game tonight, don't try to play. Because we have Mr. NBA in here.
Exactly right.
And we are going to
You don't know basketball.
play agree or disagree with Mr. NBA Jason Martinez. You may think he only knows hockey. You'd be wrong, my friend.
No. I remember the other day the Flyers played on Sunday at 1 o'clock, and then the Sixers were playing that night. And I'm in NBA 1, which is the visiting locker room, and they were setting up all the Lakers stuff post-game. You never feel shorter than when they do that. First of all, the slides.
Especially us short guys.
The slides they wear, John, I could fit my quad in the slides. And the jerseys, if I put it on, I'd be dragging the back of the jersey on my heels.
Yeah, if you sit,
You don't understand how big these dudes are.
If you sit courtside, it almost doesn't look real. Embiid size, it doesn't look real.
It looks
so
fake.
big.
I have a picture with Embiid, me and Harry, and I'm standing on a chair, and he's still got 3 inches on me. Not even kidding.
All right, coming up yesterday, Jeffrey Lurie
Indiana
talked about that he believes in the offense. Kevin Patullo, what did he say about the offense? We have that for you coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Dunk Speak.
close multiple times. In certain games, you can see the Vikings game, the Giants. There's certain games where we've been kind of on it and able to push through and do some really good things. Some games it's kind of been up and down, and we've had those moments where obviously we know we want to be better. But I think there were some positives that came out of that game. We were able to do some different things that we've been pushing towards doing and trending towards at times that showed up and was very encouraging. I think the guys felt pretty good about the things we did well on. They know what we need to fix and kind of continue to grow from, and the plan can keep growing from there, especially this week going forward.
Yeah, I just feel like Ray, don't play that stuff today. I don't care if Les Patul actually says something. You like to play it because he doesn't say anything, and I get it.
Well, I'd like to play it because Orlovsky said on McAfee this week that he felt like there were things they were encouraged by. Patullo said they were encouraged by it. We've highlighted the fact they ran the ball well. Like,
Greg Cosell did too.
If Jalen Hurts didn't play the worst game of his career.
Think about a couple of the throws he made. The Devontae Smith throw?
Late, he was very good.
The throw to A.J. Brown?
A.J. was great.
Was a perfect throw.
So the Devontae throw it's exactly what we're looking from him, which is you're throwing to a spot, you're throwing with anticipation, you're not just throwing to an open guy, you're putting it over a linebacker underneath a safety because they're playing him in zone and he's not comfortable doing that stuff.
And over the middle.
So why can he do it in that spot, but he can't do it at other points of the game? I forget who had said this, but the non-scripted nature of Jalen Hurts in hurry-up offenses where it's a hurry-up offense. It's not, hey, we're going to do this, and is when he's at his best.
Yeah.
When you need a drive, when you have a drive and you need a score and it's in the fourth quarter where he's just going to run for a first down or he's going to do this and not think.
Yeah.
When he's actually in a structured offense, that's when you see the worst of Jalen Hurts.
When he locks in.
Yep.
He locks in way too much, doesn't use the middle of the field. Like that Devontae throw, he threw him open, threw coverage, and it was a beautiful throw. Stepped into it, beautiful. The one that A.J. Brown drops on the left side of the end zone. I mean, he dropped that into a shot glass.
Great throw.
Right? I can't believe Brown didn't catch it.
Well,
but there was a hand, and I think it was considered a pass breakup.
The defense was there. He still got to catch it, but it wasn't an outright drop like he had earlier in the game.
The one in the middle of the field that was just a little high that he absolutely should
Which was an interception.
Yeah. So, I mean, he can make those throws, but I think we just got to wrap our head around that that's not going to be consistent with him. Like, you watched Herbert, right? I mean, first of all, that guy can play for my hockey team any day of the week.
He did play like a hockey player.
He has got stones big enough to carry in a dump truck playing with that hand. It was like Luke Skywalker's hand in Empire when he got it chopped off.
So is he one of those?
Mechanical.
You know how Wentz, he took a beating. Like if there's another quarterback that takes the same hits, it doesn't look like he's getting beat up as bad as Wentz. When Wentz plays, it looks like that he's getting hit with baseball bats.
Yeah.
Like when Embiid hits the floor. When Embiid's flopping all over the place, it looks different than when other players do.
He got sniper fire.
And Herbert looked like he was getting pummeled by the Eagles.
He got 7 sacks.
It could have been 17 sacks if he wasn't running for his life. But yeah,
and he's got a wire for an arm, man. Holy!
And he also has never won a big game.
Yeah, exactly. And but aesthetically, he is one hell of a fun guy to watch. But what's more fun, aesthetic, pleasing football to watch, or is it winning? You know, they say winning is the ultimate theater. Now, I got to ask you something real quick because it's Friday now, and I was supposed to be on Wednesday, but I wasn't. But every time I logged on to my friggin' internet this week, there's a story about Johnny Marks. You were just...
Not by design.
Did you have, like, the big wooden spoon out, like, at a restaurant, at a catering place, like, stirring the pot all week, or what?
I don't... Ray, like, we have a lot of segments that we have coming up. I mean, I
enjoyed it.
No,
it wasn't me for an occasion.
So, all right, this guy, I was on with Sean, right? This guy calls in, was the day after a game? Or is the day of the game? So it was the day of the game, whatever. But a guy calls in.
Monday.
Guy calls in, and I don't even know what his first point was, but it was one of these, he's like, I got to get back to work. He was holding for a little bit. He's like, I got to get back to work. But I want to know, he was asking Flyers questions. And, I was just like, listen, I don't really know what to tell you. Ray's the Flyer fan of the show. And then
you're in Eagles game mode day.
Well, but it's not just that. I'm just frankly not paying attention much to hockey or Flyers right now. And I said as much. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm just like, I think most people in what we do aren't paying much attention to the Flyers right now. You are, if you're a fan, maybe you are. But if you go back and listen, because here's what happened. So
you have the audio?
I did. Do we have it, Ray?
We can grab it for you.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd love to hear it.
It's So somebody, a listener who is a regular listener, tweets it out and tried to make me look bad. And I looked at the tweet and it already had like a lot of retweets and stuff. And I was like, what did I even say? Like, I didn't remember. And then I'm like, man, did I say something that made me look bad? And like he had tweeted that I laughed and I said, I don't know who that player is. So I went back and watched it. Apparently there's some rumor, and it's probably not even a real rumor. It's just nonsense. But who's the defenseman from
Quinn
Vancouver?
Hughes.
I've never heard of him before.
Okay.
And I'll just say it again. I've never heard of him before.
Yeah. Look. Okay. Let me give some context real quick about this job, because let's pull the curtain back here a little bit. This sports radio in Philadelphia does not talk a lot of Flyers. It's a hard sport to talk on the radio.
Right.
It just is. And I'm somebody that talks about it every day. I do a daily podcast. And I understand it is a hard conversation to have. And as a host, you have to prioritize your conversation, what you're going to talk about. So there's different levels of preparation to be a host. And frankly, I'm a hockey honk, as we know, but that is low on the pecking order of what we're going to come in here and deal with.
That's your full-time job. If I asked you about the latest rumor, the Phillies may be looking at
I'm not in on
Pete
that.
Fairbanks. Do you know who Pete Fairbanks is or where he plays or anything like that? Right, and you know what? I wouldn't expect you to.
Yep.
Because right now, you know what we are? We are knee-deep in the Eagles and the Phillies and a little bit of the 76ers. So, like, I regardless.
It's not a front burner issue.
I thought I thought that it was this big-time Flyers prospect that I didn't know who it was, and I felt bad. So
like in the system, okay.
But I'm like, that's not good if he's telling me this is one of the top prospects in hockey. Like, how would I not know about him? And then I went, and I'm like, oh, he's talking about a Canuck? Like, what is this guy talking about? So, like, I retweeted it, and just like, and I'm being honest. And I said it to her. I said it on the air. I said, I want the Flyers to win. I'm a self-admitted bandwagon Flyers
Totally
fan.
fine.
Once the Eagles season's over and it's Sixers and Flyers, I'll be watching games.
Yep.
I'll be.
If they're heading to the playoffs, you're all in. You get the flag on the car, the whole thing. Well, that's the thing. Look, and that's the nature of the sport. I'm not a gatekeeper as a full-time hockey guy. If you want to jump on the bandwagon, my hand is out to you.
I'm in.
To anyone. You know, the more the merrier when things are going well. And I understand that there's a sport that's got a little bit of nuance and niche to it. No doubt about it. Now, let me just tell you who Quinn Hughes is. So if you get the call again, he plays for Vancouver. He's an American-born guy from the National Team Development Program. He got two brothers that play in the league. Both play for the Devils. And he's probably the second best defenseman in the NHL. The Canucks are going nowhere. His contract's expiring after
in a year and a half. Yes, I read that.
So he is on the market because they know they can get a good return for him in a rebuild.
Right.
Flyers need a number one defenseman that can provide a ton of offense, too, over a point per game defenseman. So they're linked to him. Will they get him? I don't know. Maybe he wants to go play with his brothers in New Jersey. I don't know. But they're linked to him. That's why he's asked.
And I know Colin Newby had put up an article about on our website, 975thefanatic.com, before that, and he told me maybe this is what the guy was talking about. Because you know me, I'm like I don't know about this rumor or this.
And what do you got to give up to get him and all that?
I
you
don't
know
know
value of that stuff. I don't expect you to.
And it's fine. Like nothing against the caller. It's fine. He must not listen to me if he's calling in asking for my insights on the Flyers. I mean. Sorry, I don't. It's like me asking you for Pete Fairbanks. What do you think about Pete?
Yeah. I thought Pete Fairbanks was a comedian.
He might be.
Is that true? Did he just stand up at the Improv?
Helium. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975.
So we'll save your Flyers questions for when I'm with you.
Yeah, we can. I'm fine with talking about Flyers, but if you go back and watch the clip, I could see if I was being arrogant and being like, asking me about the Flyers.
Yeah, I saw it and I just said, whatever. You know what I mean?
I was just very. Sean didn't know anything about who this guy was either. Ray knew him, but that's just, John. I asked John Kincade, and John's like, I was surprised you didn't know who it was, but it's totally fine. I had asked other people, professionals in the business, if they heard of this person, and everybody said no.
Yeah,
never heard of him. I don't follow hockey.
Yeah, look, sports radio doesn't cover hockey a ton in this city.
And we're the flagship station, and I respect that.
Yeah, and look. That's why there's a cottage industry in this city of a lot of Flyers on-demand podcasts, because that audience, albeit not as big as the other one, is served that way. Right. So that's part of it, and it's why I have a job. Yep. To be able to do a podcast every day on the nuts and bolts of all that stuff.
And I guess we can break the news now. Ray is starting a Flyers podcast on 97.5 The Fanatic, right?
Are you really?
Pucked Up with Ray Dunn.
Oh, that's pucked up. Can I be one of your? Can I be your first guest?
Absolutely.
Well, it's a short podcast. How many minutes is it?
It's going to be Explain It to Ray. Jason, explain hockey to Ray.
We'll get into some system stuff, some forecheck, back check.
Right.
You need to explain to me what happened on the power play last night.
All right.
What happened with that group?
All right. So we're up against it. You guys have to do this on the.
We'll do that on the break.
Do it on the podcast. Do that on
we'll put it
Pucked
on
Up.
Instagram.
Right.
Or one of the whatever it is.
All right. Coming up, we're gonna do a how about that. You know how about that?
I know about Ray's drop.
about
All right. We're gonna play you some cuts from Thursday Night Football and react.
Okay, cool.
What a disaster that was.
And
last night.
I want more phone calls on the state of sports radio in this town.
Yeah.
And people, I want people to speak for themselves on what they think about sports radio and what they think about Hurts and the Eagles.
And we'll go to the phones after that.
And also what they think this job is supposed to be.
All right, that's coming up Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Trying to end the slide. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Morgenstern Air Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great air. Morgenstern Air Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternair.com or call 610-980-4000. The Eagles, 2 days away from playing the Las Vegas Raiders at Lincoln Financial Field, 1 o'clock this Sunday. Potential for some snow in the forecast for that game. Right now, they're looking for any answer they can get offensively, and certainly right now, Jalen Hurts, the hot button topic. Kevin Patullo met with the media yesterday and talked about his quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think he changes from week to week, day to day, game to game. He's awesome. I mean, we were in meetings today. He was awesome. The dialogue was awesome. So he really does a good job of just separating what happened and where he wants to go going forward. And so, he's always dialed in at all times. You never have to worry about that.
We're going to talk about what happens with this team going forward with ESPN's Tim McMahon coming up at 12:55. He'll join us to break down everything going on with the Birds. Flyers lost last night 3-2 to the Vegas Golden Knights in OT. 76ers tonight have the Pacers down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. This update's also brought to you by Super Shirt. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. The seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Shirt. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, but Super Shirt. Coming soon. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers. Flyers are the best Birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks.
Is it all request Friday, by the way? I'd like to make some music requests. We got to kick it up a notch here.
What do you got?
I'll put a list together.
All right, give Ray a couple.
Playlist.
He played, and he did it out of YouTube because normally we record stuff and then they play it out of the system. But for One Hit Wonder Wednesday, I said,
go on YouTube.
Don't record 16 songs into the system we may never play again. If there's some we like, we can do that. Play them out of YouTube. So Ray did it. So we can do that again today. Listen, we're going to do shout-outs in the 12 o'clock hour. You didn't know that.
Okay,
it's
cool.
Going to be a surprise.
And Tim McManus today?
Tim McManus, Sixers tickets.
Loved him.
But right now, it's time for How About That?
When you see something great.
How about that?
When you see something you hate.
How about that?
When you see something you just need to tell someone about, hit them with a
How about that?
So
That is so awesome.
Last night, the Buccaneers had a 28-14 lead over the Falcons, and my bet of plus 4.5 for the Falcons was not feeling good. But then they scored a touchdown. They were down 6. They were down 8. They did not get the 2-point conversion. They were down 2, but they got the ball back. They ended up winning. There was a 3rd and 28. They got 14 yards on 3rd and 28, and then they were 4th and 14. Got the first down.
Wow.
Got another gain. Kicked a field goal and won. I mean, listen, the Falcons stink. The Buccaneers are what they are, and we'll hear from some of them after the game. But it was an exciting finish, improbable finish. So now they're lining up for a field goal as time is going to be expiring. So you would expect Al Michaels on Amazon, big kick to win the game. He's going to be going nuts. Here's how it sounded last night.
Gonzalez, Bradley Pinion to hold it. And the kick is just inside the left upright. And there's a little celebrating going on in Charlotte, North Carolina right now.
Now,
how about that?
So just in case you didn't hear me the first time, that was to end the game. They were down by 2. It was a game-winning field goal as time expired.
That's the game winner?
As time expired. And the kick is away. It's good.
Yeah, we never got it.
The Buccaneers blow a 14-point lead. The Atlanta Falcons win the game. He is
just inside the left upright, and they're celebrating in Carolina.
Ray, you know what we're watching when we watch Thursday Night Football?
The Al Michaels Show.
You're damn right. He has very little interest in what's going on during some of these games.
So this is how you have to watch Thursday Night Football. Not for the football, and certainly not for the commentary. You have to watch it as if you're a jaded Al Michaels watching football you don't want to watch. Because that's how the product is delivered to you. Al Michaels doesn't like the thing they're promoting. He's going to rip it.
Correct.
It's great. Last night, he was talking about some show he's never heard of. He made it very clear he's never heard of the show and said, Kirk, you might like this. There's a dog in it. Great. Great stuff. Last week, they were promoting this game. He was like, no. 2 weeks from now, we got Seahawks-Rams.
Right.
You can see he didn't care about this game tonight.
Yeah, they don't watch next week because the game's going to stink. We have a good one coming up.
He's promoting a game 2 weeks away.
Yes.
2 weeks away instead of the one ahead.
Yep.
Last night, they had a million penalties. He let you know he has no interest in another
He's so
referee
mad.
popping up on the screen. And speaking of screen time, compare Thursday Night Football's booth time on TV versus any other booth across the National Football League. Al Michaels is on camera more often than any other play-by-play guy right now going in the NFL.
And the word is it's contractual. He needs to be shown a couple amount of right. That was the story that came out.
That was when he was with NBC. The story of the Collingsworth slide is that he wanted to be alone on camera. So he's worked this into his contract.
So Collingsworth would slide in there,
right?
Like he's doing the electric slide.
Yeah, the whole slide thing was because Al Michaels wanted a 60-second open alone.
Solo.
Watch Thursday Night Football with that in mind. You realize no other booth is shown as often as Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit are.
Wow.
How about that?
Do you have that in your rider that you need a little solo time to set the scene?
Yeah, I've been working with it actually here that I feel like they need to cut me into the YouTube a few more times.
So
I'm trying to get that in my contract.
What was the name of the college you guys played?
Georgian Court.
Georgian Court.
Huh?
I'm telling you, there were tens of people at the Leah Center. Georgian Court.
Tens of people.
So Ray's on the call. Fran Dunphy was doing. He was the analyst. They gave him a piggyback in. So Ray demanded to start the thing, and then they brought in Fran Dunphy in a piggyback. He doesn't slide.
So Fran came in on the slide, huh?
Yeah, on a piggyback from an
By the way,
intern.
Malvern Prep alum, Fran Dunphy.
Nice job, Ray. Yeah, Uncle Al, it's the only way you can watch the game. He was so...
He's shot.
He was so mad about the penalties. It's like, oh, there's another one. There's another one.
Yeah.
He's officially reached the I don't care anymore, and I'm going to do and say what I want.
I have my name, and that's all that matters, and I'm collecting a check. And it's a shame because he was one of the greats.
Well, he was one of the greats, if not the greatest. If you think about, he used to call World Series baseball on ABC.
Yeah.
He obviously
Olympics.
the Winter Olympics. He did it all.
Yeah, very versatile.
I mean, he's still following it. He's not. This isn't Dick Stockton where he has no idea what's going on anymore.
Stockton didn't know what city he was in. he was like one of those guys on a concert tour, be like, "Hey, Cleveland, you're in Boston, dude."
He was reading off the teleprompter the parts that you're not supposed to read.
Yeah. Riff here.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, so
that's a shame.
That's the end of the game.
I love Al.
If you were watching the game, Mike Evans, the Bucks were melting down on the sideline as this drive was happening because they saw it 3rd and 28, 4th and 14. Mike Evans, the word F came out of his mouth at least 20 times, and the camera kept going back to him. Man, he's just pacing back and forth, like screaming, pissed.
Like bleep it, bleep it.
After the game, Todd Bowles, how many seconds is the cut?
27.
How many times can he use the F word in this 27-second cut? Here it is.
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You got to care enough where the hurts. You got to care enough where the hurts. It got to mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that. It was inexcusable, and there's no answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the mirror.
10.
Is that because the yes word, too?
Yeah, so I believe it was 7 Fs and 3 S's.
Total beeps. 10 total beeps.
10 total beeps.
That's a good number.
That is good fellas pacing. You know, where, like, there's just like, I'm thinking in Goodfellas was like 357 F-bombs.
Todd Bowles would have fit right in.
Wow.
As would, who's the second?
He's usually pretty measured, too.
The player I mean, I don't think this was, hey, I'm going to go out there and show the team I'm pissed. No, everybody was pissed. Yeah. Who's the player?
Tristan Wirfs.
He's going F crazy. Here it is.
We lost to the 2-10 Saints, and we lost to, I don't even know what Atlanta's record is. So at home, up 2 scores. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's got to look in the mirror. I think Graham said it last week. We all got to look in the mirror because that was insane. Like, yeah, I don't really have much for you guys. Like, I don't know.
Well,
no answers.
Yeah. So now, even though they lost and they're 7-7 now, and Carolina's 7-6, they still have a better chance than not to make the playoffs. So
that's a horrible loss.
Yep. Yeah, being up 14 late. I know how we would react to the loss, Jason.
We would want to bench the quarterback, Tanner McKee, next week.
What's the last cut that we have here, Ray?
Well, they did do that, John. They scored 3 touchdowns in their opening 3 drives against Dallas and didn't score again.
Yep, you're right.
The reaction today nationally, Peter Schrager on the loss compared to any other game this year in football.
It is the single worst loss that any team has suffered this entire NFL season.
It is. I would agree. Carolina Panthers right now are the number 4 seed in the NFC.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
At 7-6. Yeah, that was it was a 4.5-point line. The Bucs were at home. I had that's a sucker bet. It looks too easy to take the Bucs. I'm taking the Falcons. Ended up being that way. But that Kirk Cousins was throwing the ball all over the place. Kyle Pitts had 3 touchdowns last night.
Did you play it?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Nice.
I did.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter.
Right to the BetParx app.
You can have this pick, but if you don't play it, it doesn't mean anything.
Right. Well, I could sell it. You know, I'm a noted handicapper.
Is that right?
Actually, the guy that's on
you
it
have
in
a
the morning,
handicapper on your resume now?
Michael Westwood, he was saying it was the NFC South game of the year.
Correct.
So, I mean, I'm sure
from a betting standpoint.
I'm sure he had the Falcons side. Yeah, he goes on with mornings. I heard him saying it.
All right.
All right. Because he said the rest of the year's free if he didn't get this one right. 610-632-0975.
I'm checking in on the chat on YouTube. Somebody said it must be a station requirement for the host to check in once in the chat. No, it's not a requirement. I just wanted to say hello to everybody over there.
Well, I've been doing it.
Oh, you have as well?
I didn't log in today because I got in here late because I was taking a leak.
Yeah, but I like corresponding with the peeps.
Just even saying good morning. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you. That's why you watch on YouTube. What do you think of the shirt today? Looking good?
Yeah, now what is that? Is that Urban Outfitters?
Incorrect.
PacSun.
No, it's actually Sheen, that Chinese company.
So that thing costs like $6.92.
Correct.
And it was there in a day and a half, unless it came over.
No,
on the
it
boat.
was there in like 14 days.
Okay, yeah.
I returned everything else.
Yeah.
Because everything else looked like it was made in a prison.
That's actually a decent shirt.
It's a nice shirt.
Is that
for me.
corduroy?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Corduroy,
YouTube
man.
chat. I mean, all right.
You're an
I went on
aristocrat.
WSXTU this morning, the Andy Summer Show. They're doing the radiothon for St. Jude, so
So you
know.
figured you dressed a little country?
a little bit.
A little bit
Yeah,
of country?
A little bit.
Yeah, what are you, Donny Osmond?
I've made it. I was telling my kids this morning I'm going on the country station. They're like, Dad, like I'm serious.
You like country music?
No,
Not at all?
I don't dislike it.
What do you listen to? Like if you get in the car and you don't want to listen to talk, because you've been talking all friggin' day. You won't shut up.
I
for
surf
God's sake.
around.
So you just find a song you like.
I surf around.
But if you were going to put on a specific band.
KCCN FM 100 in Honolulu.
No, I don't want a station.
Island
I want
style
a
and
band.
regular.
Who's the go-to for you? To change your mood, to put you in a good mood.
Public Enemy.
Oh, is that right?
If you said put up
Fight the Power?
Rage Against the Machine or Public Enemy, no, brother's going to work it out.
Oh, good on you.
610-632-0975. Oh, Chuck D's the best rapper of all time. He's the best MC of all time.
Wow.
My opinion.
Big if true.
610-632.
How about that?
So check this out. Phillies talk, and we'll get to your phones as well. But Jim Salisbury went on Foul Turret yesterday to talk about the Phillies offseason, and he mentioned a potential trade. This guy's going to get moved. Everybody's saying it. Alec Boehm, the plan for the bullpen. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks 97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincade, Andrew
a Total Request song?
It's not, but my old radio station band when I was at YSP, we had a band called the Non-Stop Rockers, and we used to play this.
Guerrilla Radio, Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah. No, we played this as our band. We played it at the Belle of the Ball one year.
Well, I'm saying, but this is the song.
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine, yeah. Yep.
You played it
Guerrilla Radio.
You played it at the
Belle of the Ball with Joan Jett. Yeah. No, that wasn't Joan Jett year. That was actually the year of the singer from Great White, Jack Russell.
This is when DeBella was at YSP.
YSP, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, way back.
Well, that's 25 years ago, if not more.
Yeah, very early 2000s we played this. Matt and Huggy were in the band. And
Oh, man.
Cousin Ed was our singer.
So, give me another YSP name.
Greg J. Kaus, do you know? Was a promotions guy here, actually, for a little bit. Gil Edwards was in our band. Yeah, we had a great time.
Look at you.
Rick Allen was not in our band, though. Rick Allen and the Upsetters was a good musician.
Oh,
You remember
man.
that guy?
I was just talking about Rick Allen with Ray not long ago. I don't remember Rick.
And, of course, we had Tommy Conwell, but he didn't play with us.
And his band.
Yeah. We were not the Young Rumblers.
No?
No, we were the Non-Stop Rockers.
Oh, I'm sure you guys killed
We
it.
were horrible.
Yeah?
It was fun, though.
Well, listen, as long as you had a good time and didn't take yourself too seriously.
No, we were just having a good time. I mean, we were probably so boozed up at the Belle of the Ball. I mean, it's insane.
Probably or definitely?
Definitely.
All right, let's go to the phones. We have some
Put it
Phillies
this way, I don't remember any of the other songs we played.
That's how long ago Guerrilla Radio was.
Yeah. Early 2000s, 2002.
Getting old there, Martinez. Let's go. We had some Philly stuff to talk about. Let's go to Audi Dad. He wants to be called as Audi Dad. He's calling from East Greenville, Pennsylvania. Audi Dad, hello. Go ahead.
Hello. First-time caller. Never listened to you guys before because I was kind of hooked on the bad station, I call it now.
Really?
Oh, well, welcome to the family.
Well, thank you very much. I've given you a fair shake. I started listening to you, John, when you came over. Can't say I enjoyed your other shows that much because, well, I didn't listen to it. Mm-hmm. So, but you on your own and bringing in people that you seem more comfortable with, well, I'm listening. So that's a big thing.
Thank you.
I actually kept my radio off for 3 months. It's, sports radio in this town is far away from what it used to be. But then again, the fans are far from what they used to be as well. We are not who we are. We are not who we used to be. Let's put it that way. We're a kinder, gentler. I don't know if it's a better, but it is what it is.
Well, there's been some winning. Audi Dad.
Well, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
And we have to acknowledge that everybody needs a lift. And I was really kind of dismayed by your flyers and not knowing who Quinn Hughes was. It's a really, to me, and to a lot of fans that have listened to sports radio forever, we're a 14. It's not a 3 for 3. It's a 4 for 4. And my only suggestion is, Bud, jump on the bandwagon now. It's going to be a great ride. If they can make this trade and figure out a way to get the Hughes brothers to play against each other, 3-4 times a year, it's going to bring people in like you won't believe. And the Flyers will be back. And Mr. Snyder can quit spinning.
Yeah, well, that's well said,
that's all
Audi
I
Dad.
had to say.
My hand is out to Johnny Marks. I am not just putting it out for him to come onto the bandwagon. I am pulling him in. And I'm going to be delivering nightly texts with downloads of information for him.
Oh, man.
To stay on top of his game. We're going to do a little chalk talk after the show.
Ray, we're going to have to start listening to, especially with you having your new Flyers podcast, we're going to have to listen to Jason's Flyers Daily podcast.
Yep.
I'm in. I actually, New Year's resolution, I'll start hosting Pucked Up. I'll do something digital-wise where
I'll do it with you.
Explain it to Ray, hockey.
So Jamie Lynch and I came up with this thing called, we called ourselves Zamboners.
Zamboners.
Not my buddy, the Samboner.
Yeah.
But Zamboners, because when things got interesting, we popped up.
Yeah.
Jamie Lynch and I very much the same thing. Like a lot of fans in Philadelphia.
Yep.
Playoff time and when they're good. But when Legion of Doom era, Steve and Mike era on WIP,
oh my goodness,
they were talking more hockey than any show ever because you had personalities. Eric Lindros, John LeClaire. Yeah. Lindros was out and about in the town. He was very divisive.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
And look, the thing about it's weird. Hockey players are really good guys.
Yeah,
but a lot of times when they speak, they just give you the we got to work hard, cycle, get pucks deep.
I know somebody had commented on the YouTube chat questioning you had said hockey isn't very talkable, or it's not as talkable.
I got a tweet
on radio.
Yeah, this guy Eric said, he said, "Why is hockey tough to talk about on the radio? I completely understand they're the number 4 in the city, but you guys make a story out of any little thing in every other sport. So why is hockey different?" Now, this is my opinion. Why, as somebody who is a hockey guy and has talked about it on the sport, is if you get into the weeds on hockey, not enough people understand the tactical elements or strategic elements of the game. They see the game; it looks good on ice. They don't know why player X is going to this area or that area. They don't see the strategic elements. Football's done a great job with the nature of play, analyze, to really educate everybody on what exactly. Here's a guard pull, or you can really focus in. You have the time. In a flow sport, it's a little bit different,
right?
And not as many people identify with the sport because not as many people played it like they did basketball.
Right, and when they've missed the playoffs 5 straight years, that's where
it's apathy.
If I'm watching in the playoffs and it's like, oh wow, that was a lot of fun, then I'm watching the following year, even if it's not until the playoffs or to when it gets interesting in the second half.
Yep.
When you're not making the playoffs, I'm not getting that experience. I mean, let's not act like I didn't watch the Flyers through even Giroux. I used to love those series that they would have against the Sabres. It seemed like they play every year. The Penguins.
The Hasek Sabres series.
My God,
great.
you had Rob Ray and Matthew Barnaby.
You busting out Razor.
Man. Gar Snow with the 2x4s underneath.
Shoulder pads.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like hockey. I just don't, frankly, watch that much anymore. If the Flyers got better, I'd probably do it.
Look, they earned where they are right now by making a lot of mistakes.
Let's not act like when the Phillies stink that everybody's paying attention to the Phillies, because they're not. No, I'm the only jabroni that's out there watching every game.
I used to go down there when I was in high school and right out of high school and sit in the top of the vet for $4 by myself.
Yeah,
and nobody else was there. Yeah.
Coming up, so we have Jim Salisbury for you. The Phillies offseason. He mentioned potential trade options to play for the bullpen. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks. Don't go anywhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Getting ready for the Raiders. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update that's brought to you by Groundworks. Your trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repair since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. Eagles have the Raiders coming into town on Sunday at 1 o'clock, Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles, of course, trying to figure out things offensively right now. Kevin Patullo met with the media yesterday and talked about the positives he took from Monday night's loss.
I think there were some positives that came out of that game. We were able to do some different things that we've been pushing towards doing, and was very encouraging. I think the guys felt pretty good about the things we did well on. They know what we need to fix and continue to grow from, and the plan can keep growing from there, especially this week going forward.
Is ESPN's Tim McManus encouraged by what he saw? We'll ask him when he joins us coming up at 12:55 to break down everything going on with the Birds. Flyers lost last night in overtime 3-2 to the Vegas Golden Knights. 76ers have the Pacers tonight. That game at 7 o'clock. You can listen to it right here on the Fanatic. Union reportedly moving their leading goal scorer from this season, Ty Brebo, to DC United. This update is also brought to you by Compassion International. It's not too late. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year for a sponsor, and their way today. Sponsor a chat with Compassion. Text radio to 83393. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
somebody who can be kind of tough on right-handers. So that's definitely an area they'll keep an eye on. And a guy like Fairbanks would make a lot of sense, depending on where they are budget-wise. But most of their expenditure is going to be on Schwarber and Real Muto if they get that to the finish line. To do more, they might have to shed some payroll. Alec Bohm maybe, Strom maybe, and then all of a sudden now you could be in play for some more setup from the right side.
All right. What's the all request here? All request Friday.
Come on, man. You don't know that tone from Injustice for All?
Metallica. I know it's
Harvester
Metallica.
Of sorrow.
I never got into Metallica.
I'll see you later. I'm out of here.
No, it was the generation before, like, Guns N' Roses. I was in middle school when Guns N' Roses became big, and
that's when Metallica became big.
I know,
Late 80s.
I know, but what I went Public
I'm seriously
Enemy.
considering leaving.
I went Public Enemy and rap, as they called it back then, while Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi.
You're B-Rock M.
Yes, very much so. Don't sweat the technique. Know the
Paid
lyrics.
in full.
Yep, EPMD, Eric and Parrish making dollars. I was actually watching the P. Diddy documentary.
I watched
on
it.
Netflix. I saw the first one, so don't spoil it for me.
I will tell you this. Keep going.
Yeah, no,
All
it's really good.
four.
It's really the first one.
It
was
is
really
frankly disturbing. But no, that's Metallica. And 1987, that album came out.
Yeah.
I was at that tour at JFK.
Look at you.
They were an opener with Van Halen as the headliner and the Scorpion. It was the Monsters of Rock.
At JFK.
At JFK. Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, 5150. Scorpions were the.
That wouldn't have been
second
Sammy
best.
Hagar in 87.
Yeah, 87 was, yeah, because 1984 was the last album David Lee Roth did.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that
5150
early?
came out in 86.
Huh.
And then there was a band that was before Metallica called Kingdom Come. Dokken was there. Remember Dokken?
No.
Don Dokken?
I
That was
don't.
hair metal.
I don't.
But it was an awesome show. I've seen Metallica over 50 times.
Look at you.
Yeah. And Harry was not a Metallica guy either, and I made him go to a show with me.
And now he has a mullet and everything else.
Yeah, he was headbanging like crazy. We got him drunk as a skunk in that parking lot.
All right. Well, so Jim Salisbury, what he's saying there, isn't it interesting, Ray? I know we've had this discussion on it, but it seems like and I'm not going to say talking head because normally when you say talking head, that's being disrespectful or negative. But every Phillies voice that you hear kind of has the same talking points right now. I've been saying Alec Bohm, the reason why you move him, and you can attest to this. When we did our backer pack, said you take that $10 million and you use that somewhere else. It feels like that's what the Phillies are trying to do.
Yeah. Allocated elsewhere.
Yeah. But now the new name that I didn't see coming was Matt Strom. So now Strom and Bohm are both being used as trade pieces as they try to create $18 million in salary. Really is what those two players would be. And Strom actually has real value. Bohm I think Bohm gives you decent value. Maybe a reliever or something like that, but I can't imagine you're getting, something really nice from Bohm.
They have to be realistic about Bohm.
They
more
weren't
the
last
issue.
year.
They were
weren't.
not realistic about Bohm. They were selling him, and I forget who it was. I always go back to thinking it was Jason Stark because it's usually Jason Stark that gives us the best way to look at things here. But I think it was Stark that said they were trying to sell him as, well, this is the third baseman that started the All-Star
third
game.
baseman.
That's what you're getting here. And everyone was like, you're trading us the guy that got benched against the Mets. That's who you're trading us. You're not trading us the all-star third baseman from the first half of the season.
And he's a big baby, and the guys in the clubhouse are tired of his crap, and so is the rest of the new organization. Now, remember they went to Seattle, and they were asking for one of those two young starters up there, and they hung up on Dombrowski and blocked his number. Maybe they, but anyway.
Well, they might have, because that catcher from Seattle goes to the Nationals for nothing.
Right. So the only way I believe Bohm doesn't get moved is there's legitimately no market for him. Because he's already going to, they can't non-tender him. They already tendered him the contract. So that's it. That Bohm could be moved, or it looks like it's going to be. At this point, right, I'd be surprised if Bohm was back.
I haven't gotten the surprise part yet.
Is that because you don't want to be surprised?
No, it's not that. It's not that I'm like trying to cling to life for Bohm. I do think that your alternative to Bohm is something that you're a little drunk with right now, and I can't necessarily go down that path.
No, but they're talking about Otto Kemp.
I know they're talking about Otto Kemp, but Otto Kemp has to factor in the plans right now because they don't have an outfield. I think that they look at him as a piece of something they're doing.
I agree with you. It's going to be corner, outfield, or third base.
Yeah, he's a platoon bat or a third baseman.
So you can upgrade if you do it.
I
you
would
think it's an upgrade?
I would rather have Otto Kemp and Edmundo, and if that doesn't work out, you have the trade deadline to try to get somebody. I'd rather have an outfielder. They need an outfielder. The outfield right now is Crawford, Marsh, Castellanos is going to give it, and Weston Wilson. Maybe Bader, but even if you bring Bader back, you need more. And they don't have enough money to do it. At this point, with where they are, if they sign JT for what people think JT is going to go for.
2 years, 50?
230. 2 years, 30.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more. That would give them about $15 million to do the rest of your team, $12 million, maybe something like that for the rest of your team. So that's why it's another reason why they're going to move on from Strahm. They want to move on from Strahm and Bohm, is that gives you about $18 million, a little less than $18 million to use with salary. So that would give you now about $30 million to finish off your team if you needed it.
Is that enough?
Yes.
All right.
But the thing with this is, if you do move off of Bohm,
it's going to have to be enough.
If you say you move off of Bohm, Kemp, is that the plan? Like, if you move off Bohm and bring back Bader, is a lineup with the right-handed bats of Bader and Kemp that much better than a lineup with Bohm and whoever?
Well, who's the whoever? I mean, you're missing a major detail.
Well, you're not going to be able to spend a lot of money.
I'm not necessarily thrilled with Bader being your one big bat that you're signing. It might end up being because of the lack of other options out there. I mean, he was fine last year. He's good. The problem is, if you sign him, now everybody's going to expect to be the guy that we saw last year in the final 2 months of the season. Trust me, he is not that guy for a full season, or for 2 full seasons, or for 3 full seasons.
Well, certainly.
And he has an injury history, which we also saw last year. But anyway, the name Pete Fairbanks was brought up. And I know Jason, before the show, was telling us all about Pete Fairbanks.
Not Kevin Fairbanks.
No, definitely not Kevin Fairbanks. So 90, he is high rising fastball, high velocity up to close to 100, and he's got a really, really sharp slider. So, like a lot of relievers, really a 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider. He was the closer for the Rays.
He's a real big dude, though, isn't he?
Big dude. He's one of the better relievers the Rays have had because he's been with them for a while. They declined an $11 million option, and they had to pay him $1 million to go away. So they paid him $1 million. It was not an easy decision. Apparently, they were going back and forth on it, but ultimately, it was too much money. So he's going to hit the market. Ray, what are we looking at here? Like a 3 for 30 or a 2 for 20? 3 for 25.
I can't see the Phillies giving out a 3-year deal to a reliever that's already in his 30s.
2 for 20?
2 for 20?
Did he make 3.6 last year? That's it?
Oh, he was due for 11, and the Rays turned it down.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't see what his salary was last year, but he's a good pitcher.
Yeah. So what?
How old though? 31.
31. Diaz got what? $69 million from the Dodgers. Suarez got 45 from the Braves.
2 for 18 is a projection I'm seeing for him from Sports Illustrated.
2 for 18. You want me to go pick him up right now?
Well, I mean, if that's because if the Rays wouldn't give him 11, that's about right. A couple $1 million less than that. I don't know. I mean,
it's the Rays, though.
It is. They don't like to pay anybody.
They're like, yeah, we can find another right-hander with a high fastball and a slider and try and hope that it works.
Well, but you know what else it is? There's the metrics part of the Rays. Because, not to get too much in the weeds here, but last year his numbers went down as far as swings and misses and some of the advanced metrics that you don't like to see. Because when you're 31, a lot of guys start regressing a little bit. So the Rays are like, no, we can't re-sign him if he's regressing. The Phillies have a need, a right-handed reliever need.
The Phillies signing a guy in his 30s? No,
let me tell you something.
Team.
Duran, Alvarado, and if you were to get Fairbanks, that's pretty good.
Your targeting of Fairbanks also sends a pretty strong message on where you feel Kirkering is.
Yeah, he's your seventh inning. He's your seventh inning guy.
All right. So he took the $1 million buyout. He signed a 3-year deal for $12 million with the club option in 26 of $7 million, and with escalators could have made 11. So that's why they bought him.
So it would have been 11. They gave him $1 million to move on.
Yeah.
Do you believe Bohm's back, Jason?
No.
I do not either.
His name's just been out there too much over the last 18 months, 2 years.
2 years. Last year it was, and they
doesn't feel reliable enough.
Yeah, no, like he can go to another team for a year, and like he's not a bad hitter. He doesn't have the power. That's the problem. And sometimes guys just need to change the scenery. And Ray, when you have a player the caliber of Aldo Kemp, that's where you got to just give him a shot.
He's going to get his shot no matter if Bohm's here or not. They don't have enough guys or enough money.
Here's what I need you to do. Find the AutoZone commercial where it says, get in the zone. And then I'm going to
AutoZone.
AutoZone. There you go.
We'll record it.
610-632-0975.
Where's the futures have the Phillies right now? I know the offseason's not even close to
How
over
many
yet.
wins? I don't know, 92 maybe? I would set it in the low 90s.
But legitimate World Series contender?
Yeah.
All right, here's the odds.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't have.
We have a good club.
Listen, we can take a look because coming up, we're going to play in or out. All right?
How do we do this?
In or out. There's something new that's coming to Philadelphia, and I'm going to explain what it is, and then the text line and us, we're going to go in or out, and the chat, of course, the YouTube chat. In or out coming up next. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Let me tell you about my good friends over at Morgenstern Hair Restoration. It's amazing when I go out, I'll be at Wegmans. First thing they want to talk about is what's going on with the birds. The second thing is my beautiful hair.
Your hair does look good, man. I got to give you credit.
All right, look at the hair today.
And you got a nice line there. The troops are holding firm.
And today, for whatever reason, like it worked out. It worked out. The hair, like the gel worked out. It got, like a little messy hair look today, but the hair looks good today. And I'd look like Jason.
That's unreal.
If it wasn't for Morgenstern Hair, right? So a good team when you see one, Morgenstern Hair Restorations. They've been doing it for over 30 years. The same crew that's been taking care of me forever. I have a relationship going back 15 years with the hair team at Morgenstern Medical, Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Championship results. So if you've tried some of the products that are on the market, maybe you're in the algorithm on YouTube or on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and everybody claims like, yeah, look at my great hair. It's just from spraying this on there. Trust me, they do not have that big, full head of hair by spraying things on. All right, I'm not just talking about a hair transplant. Morgenstern Hair does it all. Science, they're ahead of the curve. That's why you visit with them. So the website's morgensternhair.com. That's Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com. Or you can call their office. You can speak to their hair team. Tell them that I sent you. 610-980-4000, 610-980-4000. And if you'd like to reach out to me on email or on social media, you can slide into my DMs. I'd love to give you more information. I can send you pictures of when I went through the procedure, exactly what you look like before, during, after, and I can even hand you off to my friends over at Morgenstern Hair. So check it out, at John Marks Media, everywhere.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo.
Here's Paul. What is going on here? I know Martinez is in today. Middays with Marks, Jason Martinez. Right done. What is this? Another Metallica?
Yeah, it's Orion. I actually didn't get a request from him for the last segment, so I was just like, you know what? When in doubt, throw another Metallica song in there and let Martinez enjoy it.
Well, I like the stimulus of playing that. As we learned with the one-hit wonder, you were doing the Harlem Shake.
Yeah.
Which went viral.
If you had a number of 2010 songs that were like, oh, I forgot about that song, you'd probably get me dancing through an entire show.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That'll be the next one-hit wonder. Wednesday.
If I went to a St. Eleanor's dance and that song was on, there's a good chance you'd get me to dance to it.
Where's St. Eleanor's?
Right in Collegeville.
Trying to think where. That was your parish?
Yeah. Down the street from the TD Bank in Collegeville, along the way, if you're going to CVS, TD Bank.
Across the street from the Wawa?
Yeah, if you go, so that Wawa, you keep going down the street past the TD Bank, you make a left, and you're starting to make your way down towards Ursinus.
So I didn't know you were Catholic.
Yeah.
You went to CCD?
I did, yes.
You're a graduate of CCD?
I am a graduate of CCD.
You're a confirmed Catholic?
I'm a confirmed Catholic.
How long's it been since your last confession?
Grandma stopped listening. It's been about a decade, probably, since my last confession. I got a lot to confess.
So you were 15?
Probably.
The last time you were confirmed, like when you went through the whole confirmation process, that's when you were. How come when we did the whole bit about you didn't mention you were a Catholic? We were doing the whole bit with Nate and Jason's a big Catholic guy.
Nobody asked.
No, but you said
religion, politics. I just stay away. If you guys want to get in my religion, I'll get in my religion. But I'm Catholic, yeah.
No, I mean I'm fine with it. I don't want to do religious talk or anything like that. I just didn't know because everybody I relate to people that went to CCD or that talk about their parish.
CCD,
yeah.
I'm a CEO now. Christmas, Easter only.
So you go to mass on Christmas and Easter?
Yeah.
Okay.
And whenever over the summer I'm down the shore with my family, they're like, all right, we're going on Sunday morning. All right.
So you're at the shore and your family goes to mass on Sunday morning? Good for you guys.
Good for them.
Yeah.
They all got a first class ticket. I am the heathen of that group.
I'm busy.
Do you take Holy Communion?
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go to mass, you might as well, right?
Well, if you don't go all the time, you shouldn't, but.
Is that right?
That's my opinion. Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's my opinion.
And I can list you every book of the Old Testament. So.
You sure can. All right,
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges. I can keep going.
So we're going to play in or out. All right. Are you in, are you out on something called Waymo? Waymo is officially expanding to Philadelphia. It's currently conducting testing with human safety drivers. All right. So
how do you spell it?
Way and then M-O.
W-A-Y-M-O?
Correct. I rode on a Waymo when I was in
self-driving car.
Phoenix. It's a self-driving Uber, essentially. So you call, it's like you call Uber and you say, you don't call them. You go in the app, you get an Uber, well, you're like, all right, and then they come and then they take you wherever you're going to go. Waymo, they come, but there ain't no one driving. You get in the car and it is a self-driving car. And the first time you do it, it is very, very odd.
I ain't doing that.
No? I couldn't wait to do it.
Really?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, because you just don't want to talk to anyone.
No. It was when the Phillies were in the National League Championship Series against Arizona, and we were going from the hotel over to the studio where we were doing the show, and I could have very easily just said, "Let's get an Uber," but I wanted to try it out. I have videos and everything. I can see if there's a video out there that's just me.
Where do you sit in the car?
It's odd. The same place you would. It's like you don't sit in the driver's seat.
You're in the passenger seat.
You're in the passenger seat.
And there's nobody in the driver's seat.
Nobody. And the wheel's moving. I'm going to show you a video of it. It's
Get the hell out of here.
It's weird,
You're doing
dude.
this?
It's weird, yeah. It's actually cool, but it's weird. Because, one of the weirder things is...
Don't you feel like this thing's going to go bananas on you?
We were, before I knew what it was, because if you see the picture of it, there's these big cameras all over the place, because that's how...
Sensors.
They do it, right. So I saw this weird car driving down the street, our first day there, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm watching it drive by, and I'm waiting to see someone's head reappear like they were grabbing something off the floorboard. They were actually at a traffic light. And I was waiting for this person because I'm looking at the car because it's so odd. And I'm waiting for the head to come up. You reach into the glove compartment to try to get something, or you're getting something off the floor from the driver's seat. But then no one's coming back up. And then the car just starts driving away with no one behind the wheel. And then, like, the next day, I'm like, that's what that was. It's a Waymo. So it's being tested. I think it has to learn the streets and things like that. My reaction was in Phoenix, which is a much more modern city, it'd be easier to do than some of the smaller streets, the one-ways, the alleys, and things like that in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So are you in or out?
So if you get down by, like, where Pat's and Geno's are in those angled streets, like, forget about it.
I don't know if I would want to take a Waymo in Philadelphia, but it was worth the experience in Phoenix. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So
I am out.
The one thing it struggled with was when you arrived at the destination, or if there was someone that was like double parked to where they had to go around it, it wasn't comfortable going around the car into the other lane of traffic, as it shouldn't be, right? Like if it was a person, you easily just nobody's coming, you go around.
Go.
But this thing didn't
like
know
a
what to do.
mailman's there, and you can't just go around it.
It didn't know what to do. And then when you arrived at a destination, if it was kind of like a tricky way to where normally you would just park in the street and then people would go around you, it didn't want to do that. And it struggled with what to do. It wanted to go to an exact destination and park there is essentially what it wanted to do. Like there's no telling the Uber driver, hey, just drop me off right here.
Yeah, I'm
Waymo's
good.
not listening.
Yeah, you can drop me off at this light. I'm good. I can walk to half a block.
Correct.
Whatever it is. No, I'm totally out. I'm totally out on that. What about you, Ray?
Beyond out.
Yeah.
Rather walk across the city than have that thing take me across the city.
I'd rather rent one of those bikes, not even the motorized one. You know, with the
I'd rent the bike. I like riding bikes. All right, you ready? I'm gonna show you the video. Here it is, right there. I think this is it. There, I'm showing you the video. It's a video of the steering wheel just steering, and
it goes like the speed limit and the whole thing.
It's like someone's driving, except it's a little bit weird because
you're sitting there by yourself. I'd be a wreck.
And you can't open the doors. On the app,
locks you in.
It locks you in. On the app, you need to be like in park, or I think there's some emergency situation where it would open the doors for you under some emergency. But yeah, like you can't. It doesn't open there. You need to go on the app, proving that it's you, that you ordered the car,
authenticate it,
and then it opens the door for you. Yep.
No way.
No shot.
No. I don't care how old, senile, decrepit I get. I am not doing that.
And because there's not. Uber's so watered down, there's a ton of Uber drivers. There's not a ton of these cars, so we tried to do it again, and I couldn't get it. It was like a half-hour wait, so I wanted to do it again. Text line.
No way.
610-632-0975. In or out. YouTube chat. How's the YouTube chat responding to this?
I could just see Ray in the front seat of the car, seeing the wheel moving and going, how about that?
How about that? I saw it in Phoenix, and I was immediately out.
So you wouldn't do it?
No.
Well, they tried to do this in racing, where they had these cars that drive themselves in Formula Racing, and it turned into a total gong show.
Well, and I also don't think you can't take it anywhere you want, because we took a cab to the airport from the hotel, and talking to the cab driver, it's like, oh, yeah, you wouldn't be they don't go on the highways, I don't think. This is local traffic only.
Okay. So
I don't know if that's changed. I don't know but
suburban travel.
Like, because he had said the Waymo can take you to the airport, but you have to take the non-highway method.
Oh, like my mom used to do to avoid bridges because she was afraid to go over bridges.
Well, sometimes you can't help it.
Waymo can't deal with double parking, but Waymo's going to deal with the Philadelphia airport.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if they would take you. I forget if they would actually take you to the airport or not. But I remember him saying you can't go on the highway in the Waymos.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys are wimps.
I call that thing a no Waymo.
I like living.
Not a chance.
Outright. Yeah. All right. So you're very sure.
I could see Mikey Miss doing it.
Maybe
because he had the lawnmower to cut his grass, robot lawnmower.
See, but I looked into that. You need a smaller lawn, and it's not worth it. The reviews were it gets lost or it'll go under your deck, and then you're like having to crawl under your deck.
Jeez.
And get it. It doesn't go to the base.
We've gotten so friggin' lazy. We won't even drive the car. You're sitting in the front seat of a car while a computer's driving it.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
Text line's out.
You're not that old.
And the text line's out?
Oh, so out. Absolutely not. No Waymo. On Waymo.
But if you're taking an Uber, what does it matter? I don't need an awkward conversation with the.
I don't need to talk to the Uber driver. I'll get in and say, zip it.
I like to talk to the Uber driver. That's
I
not
usually
the point.
do too.
Yeah, I like
very
to talk
personable.
Yes.
How you doing today? You know what's going on?
Sure, Ray yaps up a storm if he's hammered and he takes an Uber.
Hammered, sober, I don't stop.
You're in there just going play-by-play in it?
I also really do a good job of trying to get their radio insights. If they're listening to the radio, I
love
want
it
to
too.
know.
I love it too. Cindy Webster used to always, because she would take Ubers around the city, she would always text me and say, "This Uber, I just got an Uber. They're listening." to me."
I would get those from her too.
And I would
Give him a shout out.
Give him a shout out. Yeah. All right, coming up.
I get that like from the deli too. Like, hey, they're at the deli. They're listening to you. Give them a shout out. Hey, how you guys doing?
I love the listening habits of the because when I did national radio, I would get a ton of DoorDash, Uber, and Uber drivers.
Yeah,
because they're out driving around.
Yeah,
and so you would get good conversation. Trucker Tuesday.
I get all these messages from a guy that works on a ship that listens to my podcast.
Wow,
he works on a Coast Guard ship, like a cutter.
Really?
Yeah. And he's like, I listen every day.
I know the Coast Guard cutter because of Deadliest Catch when they need to go rescue people.
Yeah.
They say Coast Guard cutter.
Yeah. They set out a distress signal.
Yeah.
I love Deadliest Catch. I went to the Deadliest Catch convention.
Did you really?
Yeah. I did an endorsement for Discovery for it years ago. My wife was pregnant, I think, with my youngest. And we went out to Seattle for the Deadliest Catch convention. I'm in the hotel, and I was on the Time Bandit. And in Northwestern.
The Hillstrands,
yeah. And I'm eating breakfast one day, and Paul Tuttle from American Chopper was at a table next to me because they unveiled a chopper because they're both on Discovery. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Coming up, news at noon, the Mets, Joe Burrow, and the best NFL story of all time. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Looking ahead to Sunday, I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Wawa. Gift cards are a perfect present for teachers, coworkers, the delivery driver, even your family gift swap. Wawa's got you covered with gift cards for everyone on your list. Gotta have a Wawa. Eagles getting set for their matchup with the Raiders on Sunday at 1 o'clock down at Lincoln Financial Field. Kevin Tullo met with the media and talked about his quarterback, Jalen Hurts, coming off one of potentially his worst games of his career and how locked in he is this week.
Yeah, I don't think he changes from week to week, day to day, game to game. He's awesome. I mean, we were in meetings today. He was awesome. The dialogue was awesome. So he really does a good job of just separating what happened and where he wants to go going forward. And so, he's always dialed in at all times. You never have to worry about that.
We're going to see how dialed in this team is when we talk to ESPN's Tim McManus coming up at 12:55. But everything going on with the Birds. Flyers lost 3-2 in overtime to the Vegas Golden Knights last night. 76ers hosted the Pacers tonight down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. That game at 7 o'clock. You can listen to it right here on The Fanatic. Union reportedly moving their leading goal scorer from last season, Ty Baribo, DC United. This update's also brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth and high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes, better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers Flyers, the best bird stock in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
this is a good one.
You know who it is?
I am the American flag, yeah.
More human than human.
Yeah, this is a good video.
White Zombie.
I remember the video.
Yes. Rob Zombie.
Yep.
I interviewed Rob Zombie at a Flyers intermission one night.
Was it when he was going to do the documentary that he never did?
That's exactly right, yeah.
Why did he never do the documentary? It was the Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah, he was going to do an actual movie on it, and he ended up not doing it. You know what I saw last night at the game when I was walking in? Good friend, the one and only David Boreanaz was in the house last night. Yes. Gave me a big hug. Said, I'm so glad you're doing good. Been following your journey. And another Malvern Prep alum.
So he's home for the holidays.
No, he's doing a USO visit.
Oh,
so
he is?
He's doing Army-Navy, and then he's doing a USO thing.
Do you know who David Boreanaz is, Ray?
No.
Well, he's an actor that does, was it like SEAL Team 6? He does
SEAL
the CBS.
He's done a lot of big
movies.
He did the vampire show. What's it called?
I don't remember. I've honestly never seen any of the shows that he does, but I know that he's Dave, the longtime weatherman of Channel
Angel.
6 Action News. Dave Roberts is his son.
Oh,
so he becomes this big time actor.
He was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He did Angel, SEAL Team, and he was in Bones. He was Bones.
He was Bones. He was the star of Bones, right?
Yeah.
No, he's made a lot of coin from being an actor, but when he comes home, like it was around Christmas. I get on the screen on the phone lines. You're at my last stop. David from L.A. And so Jack, he tells him who he is, but he didn't hear it or
no
whatever.
Dave Roberts.
He was on hold for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And he held. And I go to him, and then like we do the phone call. It was a weird phone call too. And then
definitely about the Flyers.
And no, it was actually about the draft or something. It was an Eagle phone call because he said something about Howie, and I forget how we figured it out. It was like, hold on, like that was David Boreanaz. Like, did he say it was David Boreanaz? And it's like, yeah, he might have. I'm like, he's like a star actor. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was. So he actually held on the phone for 40 minutes.
He's a really good guy. Huge hockey fan.
He's a big Bruno guy, Tony Bruno guy.
Yeah, good from out in the L.A. days.
Yep. Tony used to have him on all the time.
Yeah, I was great to see him last night. I was glad to see him, and he's a real good human.
All right, let's go to the news at noon.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the News at Noon
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
All right, we're going to start with the fun we've had at the expense of the Mets has gone too far. I have had about as much fun as anyone else laughing at the fact they lost Alonso and Diaz both in the same week, but Todd Frazier probably closed the party for me on laughing at the Mets' expense because he just took the take and went a step too far with it.
And I'm confused, too. You signed Juan Soto to this monster deal, but that should have been your top priority, getting those guys back. There's not that many guys out there that have the ability of what Pete Alonso can do to a baseball game. Edwin Diaz, one of the best closers that we've seen in our generation. Brandon Nimmo, he's solid as all can be. Just because you didn't make the playoffs, you had this catastrophic fall. It happens. That's baseball. All right, now you're not all in. Now what are you going to do? What is the next step for the Mets? There's not that many out there. And guess what? Those guys got to say, you know what? I'll come there. But who would want to go there now knowing what they do?
All right. Who would want to go there?
Yeah, whoever wants to pay them the most money. Like maybe Juan Soto, for that matter. It's really interesting the Mets a lot because they have the Steve Cohen is the richest baseball owner. He can sign whoever he wants to, and he's proven that he would.
Yeah.
They've obviously taken a step back, and their new baseball ops guy, president of baseball ops guy, Stearns or whatever it is, he's clearly deciding, I'm going to build this team the way I want to build it. And frankly, as a Phillies fan, I would rather they just went out and signed everybody.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to work for them.
Yeah, just collecting all the top talent doesn't mean you're going to win.
Not going to make them better for this year, necessarily, but, I mean, like, the Phillies are the exact opposite. Who of the Phillies actually said, you know what? They're going to let Ranger leave. They can't sign Ranger. Right? It's a numbers game with salary, and they already have pitching and things
there's
like
good
that.
market, yeah.
But when's the last time they let a JT Realmuto go? They say, you know what? We really like you, but you're 35. We're not going to give you a contract.
Yeah.
They don't do it.
No. Loyalty.
Seriously, right? Who's the last player Hoskins was not able to stay. He didn't have a position. You can't say Hoskins.
I mean, no position for Hoskins.
They traded Hamels because they sucked.
Yeah.
They didn't
It was
not
time to
re-sign
transition.
him. They gave Aaron Nola a 7-year freaking contract. For God's sakes.
They gave Scott Kingery a huge deal before they even had to do it.
Right, but that wasn't a tough decision. Aaron Nola would have been a tough decision to let him leave.
There's probably, you could count on one hand in the last decade, guy that's made an all-star game with the Phillies. They ended up letting go just strictly for baseball reasons. Hoskins, Ranger.
It happens all the time. The Braves let everybody leave. They're like, all right, go ahead. We'll find somebody else. They've always done that.
Yeah.
They've always done that. All right, what else do we have?
All right, next one for you here. Are we hitting the point of resetting things in Cincinnati? Because yesterday I opened up my phone last night and I've got Joe Burrow trade ideas on my timeline. And I was like, where did all this come from? So apparently after the game on Sunday, he said his main objective for the rest of the season was having fun, which prompted a follow-up question at his availability this week. This is how he answered that question.
No, it certainly doesn't change my desire to win. You know, if I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it. You know, I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for? So that's the mindset I'm trying to bring to the table. There's just a lot of things going on right now. Football related, personally. All the above.
Ooh, that is not good to hear.
That is very cryptic.
Yeah, I mean, it's
bye-bye.
Yeah. It sounds like
bye-bye. He's out the door already.
So, all right, I got a trade proposal. Ready, Ray? Jason?
No. Here we go.
Would you trade Jalen Hurts, Tyler Steen, and Howie Roseman for Joe Burrow?
You're going to give up a GM in the deal?
I don't know who else you trade.
Who's making the deal?
All right, Cooper DeJean.
Howie's not trading himself to Cincinnati.
Jeffrey Lurie is. How about Howie, DeJean, and Hurts for Joe Burrow?
So we're still trading Howie.
Who says no? Well, you got to give him value. But think about it.
You don't think Cooper DeJean has value?
Well,
I'm not doing a good enough job.
That's why I'm including him. Cooper DeJean, Howie, and Jalen
Take
Hurts.
Howie out, because that's not realistic.
I'm the smartest coach in the world.
What if we traded the head coach?
Now I'm in. Now we're talking.
I got Martinez's
All
attention.
right. Well, we'll do that. Listen, we'll do that later. All
Sounds
right?
good.
Put it in the trade machine. I'm just saying Howie might get it done because you have the best GM in sports.
Yeah, I don't want to lose the best GM.
All right, good point.
It doesn't matter if you got Burrow because you're not going to have anybody around him.
Reporters asked Jamar Chase yesterday about this, and he didn't believe that the comments were real.
Dude, everybody that is a Bengal is saying is like, this is trouble. Capital T.
Well, Burrow was the one that asked them, hey, how come the Eagles get to pay all these people and we can't keep anyone here?
Right, so they signed T. Higgins.
Which is why Howie's got such value in this trade proposal.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
Because Howie can pay anybody.
All right, last one for you here. We'll keep it with quarterbacks. It's looking like the greatest story in NFL history is going to happen. Phillip Rivers is going to get a start on Sunday.
44 years old, right?
Yes. Here's Rivers this week talking about coming back to the Colts.
They wanted me. You know, I try to keep it as simple as that. And, you know, a game I love to play, a game that I thought I was done playing. Certainly, I wasn't really hanging on any hope of playing again. I kind of thought that ship had sailed. But something about it excited me. It's kind of one of those deals, the door opens, and you can either walk through it and find out if you can do it or run from it.
Wow. This is either going to be an absolute abject disaster or a great story.
I can't imagine he's going to be. Can he be a B-level player for a couple games? Yeah, he can.
If they protect him.
Yeah. Could it be a total disaster? Almost.
He was an animal in his career.
Yeah. I was never a fan, but
17 years he played.
Yeah, more of a compiler than a great player, in my opinion. But
I would go a little. What's his career completion percentage?
Yeah, but look at
65%.
Yeah, but look at Sam Bradford's career completion percentage.
Yeah, but
look
Sam
at
Bradford didn't play that much.
But look at John Elway's career completion percentage. He was more of a. I'm not telling you not a good quarterback, because he was a good quarterback, but he's more of a product of the modern day NFL throwing the ball. He was a compiler. He was a gunslinger, no doubt about it. Won some regular season games. What's the furthest he got in the playoffs? AFC Championship game. Those Marty Schottenheimer, was it Ron Rivera teams? But those teams, they would win 13, 14 games in a year, and then they would lose their first playoff game. Yeah, Phillip Rivers he was fine. Phillip Rivers was a good quarterback. He's going to end up being in the Hall of Fame. I'll take Donovan over Phillip Rivers any day of the week. I've always said that. And I'm not a guy that comes out here and gushes about Donovan McNabb and is a Donovan protector. But Donovan McNabb won a lot of big games before the NFC Championship game that Phillip Rivers didn't.
8 Pro Bowls.
Yeah, man, because he threw for a lot of yards.
Yeah.
He was a good passer, but like when you're a quarterback, I mean, Jesus Christ, we're talking about this right now. Jalen Hurts outplayed Pat Mahomes twice in Super Bowls, and we're talking about benching him 3/4 through of a season and getting rid of him.
Yeah.
610-632-0975.
Let's bring back McNabb.
Something tells me he's not in game shape.
I would say no.
He's a little plump.
Well, he's just big.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about fat. He's just muscle. He's a big dude, man.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, we opened the show talking about Jalen Hurts and the dialogue this week and how it reflects on the city. But explaining it to you like that, like if Phillip Rivers, look, we're talking about him being a Hall of Famer. Look at what he actually accomplished outside of passing yards. 610-632-0975. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincade.
Oh, yeah. I was a microphone fiend.
I was a fiend.
Before I became a teen, I melted microphones instead of cold.
That's for Kim. Do you remember the video of Let the Rhythm Hit Him? Eric B. and Kim. So it was like a gangster little person. You gotta watch the video right now, and I think Eric B. was like driving the limo. Let the rhythm hit.
Without a mic to grab.
That's a great one.
One after the other one. Then I make another one.
Who would have thought that
this the opposite? Then ask if the brother's done.
The Slayer-loving, bald-headed hockey guy is reciting Eric B.
No. There's only two kinds of music in my world. Good and bad.
Ooh.
And Microphone Fiend from Eric B. and Rock M, good.
It's good.
It's got to move me, and that moves me.
It moves you.
There's a great line in that song about reaching in your pocket and only pulling up lint. Where's that at? Is that in that song, or is that in Paid in Full? That's in Paid in Full.
Ray was just talking about the same lyric because Ray he writes lyrics. He's got a boy band that we don't talk about.
See, I don't know if you're BSing me half the time about Ray or not.
But one day we were talking
because I'm like, oh really? Then you're like, no, not really.
The audience thought Ray was in a boy band. How we were messing around.
You told me that.
I know.
We actually never closed the book on that with the audience. We closed it with Jason after the show because I felt genuinely bad. He came in here excited for me, and I was like, I can't keep the.
I was like,
going.
you were soprano.
Didn't we do a good job selling it? I don't remember why we did it, but you took it. I gave you the baton. You took it better than anybody I could expect.
Yeah, I didn't think he was a tenor. He's not Pavarotti.
People thought Ray was in a boy. What did we say? It was a cover boy band.
Yeah. Like covering Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Ray's back. All right. How about that?
I remember saying that I wasn't the lead man because I get enough attention on the radio, and I wouldn't want to take that from the other guys.
Yeah, you didn't want to take that shine. You weren't like Timberlake.
Yeah, he was fine with taking a backseat.
Yeah, you were
band.
You were like Joey Fatone.
Oh my gosh!
I know you're too thin to be Joey.
Good times. Good times. All right, let's go to the phones.
Let's go back to the phone.
Sean in Pine Hill, a long time 97.5 though.
Turn off your radio.
No,
the radio's not on.
No, that's a. Hang on a second. Try call back in. No, that's a
reverb issue.
I had that with you yesterday when we were talking. I had the same thing because you were on Bluetooth,
the cell phone thing,
and we shouldn't have. I don't know why, but yeah, we were just getting an echo.
I'll tell you, with all this technology, the phones suck, and young kids don't know how to talk on the phone. They just hang up on you
because they don't.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
No,
they
literally,
don't talk on the phone.
Terrifying. Seeing the phone ring is a terrifying thing.
My daughter, she was talking to my wife last night, and I brought her up the phone. I'm like, Mom's on the phone. Here you go. She was saying, I want to talk to Mom. It's like, all right, I'll give you the phone.
Then why'd you call her?
Right. So I give her the phone. She puts it on speaker because she wouldn't know how to talk into the phone if it wasn't on speaker because everything's FaceTime.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to do it. Because that's what I said to her. Don't have it on speaker. Your sister's going to hear what she's saying. It's like, she's looking at me like, what do you mean? Well, how do I do that?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Sean, call back, though, because I'm sure you got a salient point.
So the Jalen Hurts dialogue, I mentioned this earlier. I had somebody that DM'd me and said, well, how come no one's being asked about Lamar Jackson's job security? How come nobody's being asked about Pat Mahomes' job security? And I think the answers are not obvious because Jalen Hurts did win a Super Bowl and they're 8-5 right now, and he went to a Super Bowl 2 years before that. The devil's in the details. We live here and we watch them every time. I'll say this, if Lamar Jackson was in Philadelphia, would we be asking if he should be benched?
Yeah.
Yes, we would.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this isn't
you don't
us.
have success. You're going to be asked because I don't know if it's like this in other cities. Frankly, I don't care because I don't live there and I never have. But in this city, I do know they love the backup quarterback. Sure. We love the unknown. We love looking at a preseason performance and going, this is the guy. But they've won championships now, so it should be different. But that part's not.
But the Eagles have also showed, and it's unique, they're able to pivot off a quarterback and not miss anything.
Yeah, like they did with Wentz with the dead money, too.
When was the last time the Eagles didn't have a bona fide quarterback? I'm not telling you Michael Vick was the Super Bowl winning quarterback. He also wasn't a slouch.
No.
Right? You went from Donovan to Kevin Cobb, very brief period.
Game.
To Michael Vick.
Yep.
And Bradford sucked or whatever. But, you had Nick Foles in between. He went to a Pro Bowl.
Noise, come on.
Hey, he went to a
Doug
Pro Bowl.
Peterson for a year before McNabb.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Lose my freaking mind. We better figure this out.
Yeah, I guess you're going back to like Ty Detmer.
Yeah, it was when you went from Randall to Rodney Pete. You knew Rodney wasn't the guy, even though he took him to the playoffs in '95.
Yeah.
But then Ty Detmer was brought in to be that next guy, and he just wasn't.
Yeah,
and then
Coy came in, and A.J. Feely.
Bobby Hoying before all that. So they struggled to find a man. The Eagles have shown that they can find a quarterback. So that's the same with the head coach. Whenever I used to hear, Chris Berman used to wag his finger when Andy Reid leaving Philadelphia was talked about. Be careful what you wish for. Andy Reid's a great coach. The Eagles can find coaches. The Eagles can find quarterbacks. Jeffrey Lurie is very good at doing that. Howie Roseman's very good at doing that. This is an organization that doesn't need a quarterback or a coach to be successful. The Bengals are a loser organization without Joe Burrow.
Totally.
The Cavs were a loser organization without LeBron James.
Yep.
Right? Like, that's not the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles organization is better than the sum of the parts. It's the Eagles organization will find the players. So I think that also plays into it. And also, by the way, because the Eagles think like that, like, do you think the Eagles think that, oh my God, if Jalen Hurts was to leave, we'd be screwed and we wouldn't be able to win?
No.
Not at all.
No. I think they'd say, we'll move on. We'll go with Tanner McKee, and if he's not the right guy, we'll get the right guy.
Jason, they traded away Carson Wentz. They got a first-round draft pick plus for him, and they pivoted to Jalen Hurts, and they were in 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. They had a dead cap hit. They didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
They got right back to it. It's
a league
amazing.
high cap hit at the time, too, by the way.
The most ever until Russell Wilson, I think, was the next one right there.
That's exactly
They
right.
got draft capital out of it. So, I mean, like the Eagles have shown you they'll give you an every other year type clunker.
Howie's a Jedi mind trick. Like, I don't know how he does some of the things he does.
Man.
All right, we got Sean back.
All right, well, let's do this because we're up against it. Sean, hang
We're
on a
always
second.
up against it.
Well, that changes.
Goodness sake.
January 1st, we're going to change our clock a little bit, have less commercial breaks. But coming up next, your chance to win Sixers tickets. Here's the caveat. The game is tonight. Don't try to win the tickets unless you can go tonight. Right. Don't waste the tickets.
Yeah, don't waste our time, your time, and everyone else's time.
There's some nice fella out there that can take his son to a game tonight. Don't try to win the tickets, but you're going to have to earn them because a lot of people may not know this. In studio with me today is Mr. NBA. His name is Jason Martinez. I don't know if it's some type of genius level memory that you have, but if you ask Jason Martinez a question from probably 15, 20 years ago in the NBA, he's going to know it.
Yeah.
So, do we want to do a number caller on the regular phone lines or the contest lines? What do we want to do?
They trying to stump me?
So I'm going to ask you, we're going to play agree or disagree. I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to go through it in your head, and you're going to give your final answer. The caller is either going to say, I agree, or I disagree with the answer. So we'll have 2 callers. One will decide the agree or disagree, and if they're wrong, the other caller wins.
All right.
If they're right, they get the
Okay.
chance. Let's do caller number 1 and 2. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Mr. NBA, agree or disagree, your chance to win 76ers tickets. Coming up next, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Getting ready for the Raiders. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles hosting the Las Vegas Raiders Sunday at 1 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field, trying to end a 3-game losing skid. The offense, big conversation point this week. Kevin Patullo, offensive coordinator, met with the media yesterday, talked about taking positives, even out of the loss Monday night.
I think there were some positives that came out of that game. We were able to do some different things that we've been pushing towards doing and was very encouraging. I think the guys felt pretty good about the things we did well on. They know what we need to fix and continue to grow from, and the plan can keep growing from there, especially this week going forward.
We'll talk about what they need to fix with ESPN's Tim McManus joining us coming up at 12:55 to break down everything going on with the Birds. Last night, the Flyers lost 3-2 in overtime to the Vegas Golden Knights. Tonight, the 76ers host the Pacers at Xfinity Mobile Arena. 7 o'clock start for that one. You can tune into the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Union reportedly moving on from their leading goal scorer, Ty Baribo, as he's headed to DC United. That's a report out there right now for one of the best players in Major League Soccer. This update brought to you by Super Sure. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. Seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Sure. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, but Super Sure. Coming soon. I'm Ray Down, your home for the Sixers Flyers, the best Birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
right, this is a little bit offensive.
You know who this is?
Is it hitting a hook? No.
Come on, man. That guitar work?
See, that's where you should have started it right there.
Mean Street. That first part's impossible to play.
Well, sure, and also, I don't know how appealing it is to the. So this is good right here.
Yeah, this is Mean Streets with Van Halen.
Oh, who doesn't love Mean Street? I was never really big.
Fair warning album.
I'm a little bit young to be a. I mean, maybe not too young. That's a long term. But I was never a big Van Halen fan, other than Jump and Panama. You know, the videos.
I will tell you that I think David Lee Roth sucks as a singer. Good showman, but just crappy.
I saw him I got free tickets here. I saw him at the Spectrum. Was the Spectrum or was
the
it
Hagar tour and with David Lee Roth, both of them?
No, it was just David Lee Roth.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that. That was hideous.
All right. Well, there you go. By the way, the 12 o'clock hour brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing, 48 months, rebates and tax credits, $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more. Service First HVAC. ServiceFirstHVAC.com. All right, so here's what we're doing. We have a pair of tickets to the Sixers and Pacers tonight. Xfinity Mobile Arena. There are tickets available, and there's single-game tickets available. Sixers.com. All right, so, Jason, no one would ever think you know your NBA, but you know your NBA. This would just be you and Mike did a bit. He would call you Mr. NBA, and he would ask you innocuous 76er or even NBA trivia questions from the mid-'90s, late night. You would know. It was unbelievable. That's what we're going to do. We're going to play agree or disagree.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to go through in your mind, and you're going to say, all right, you're going to give your final answer. Jason in Pottstown is going to either agree with you or disagree.
All right.
And if Jason is correct, he wins the tickets. Jason, hello.
Hey, how you doing, fellas?
Good, buddy. All right, so you understand the game? We're going to ask Jason the question. You just have to agree or disagree with him.
I got you, fellas.
All right, now, if Jason is wrong, Patrick and Audubon. Patrick, you don't have to do anything, but if Jason and Jason are wrong, then you win by default. Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right, Patrick, hang on a second, buddy. All right, we're going to go back to, and hang on, we have to make sure he's not cheating over there.
I got the YouTube thing on.
All right. The 1999-2000 Philadelphia 76ers. Their leading scorer on the team was Allen Iverson.
Of course.
28.4 points per game. Who was second on the team in points that season? And I'll give you a hint.
No, I don't know if I need a hint.
You don't need a hint? Okay. You know what? Fine. I won't give a hint. Think it over.
Second on that team in scoring.
So, Ray, I would ask you if you know the answer, but you weren't born yet. So you probably would. You know the answer, but would you have known it?
No. No, I would not have known the answer. You said 99-2000?
99-2000.
Yeah, that season ended about 2 weeks before my birth.
The 1999-2000 Sixers. Leading scorer of the team, Allen Iverson, 28.4 points per game. This player was second with 12.4 points per game. Who was it?
12.4. Not who coach. Was it?
So who do you thinking could have been the guys that
who coach Ratliff? Eric Snow wasn't a scorer. Oh man, this is tough. George Lynch wasn't a scorer. No, Aaron McKee off the bench.
Is that your final answer?
Did he win Sixth Man of the Year that year?
He won Sixth Man of the Year the following year when they went to the finals. Larry Hughes was on that team, correct?
Wasn't Jermaine Jones on that team?
He was not drafted yet. Actually, he was on that team.
Was he
right.
on that team?
It was not him, though. I'll tell you that. All right. I need your final answer, Jason. Mr. NBA. Second on the 76ers in scoring, 1999-2000 season was?
Tyrone Hill.
Tyrone Hill. Wow, what an answer.
He scored a lot because you had Lynch for defense, Theo as your shot blocker.
Somebody had to score, right?
And Snow was a facilitator, so it had to be Ty Hill if it's not McKee.
Tyrone Hill, final answer.
Ty Hill because he was a starter.
Jason in Pottstown, do you agree or disagree with Mr. NBA Jason Bertius?
Before you even asked him the question, I was agreeing with him 100%. So I agree.
Is it Ty Hill?
Is it Tyrone Hill, Ray Dunn? It is not. Jason, you lose.
Wow.
Patrick, you win. There you go. Congratulations.
It wasn't Tyrone Hill.
So I was gonna say
it's Kukoc.
I was
all
gonna
the
say-
threes, right?
I was gonna say that he only played 32 games as a 76er that season.
And he averaged
12.4 points. Tyrone Hill, 12 points a game.
Oh, so I was just. That's not fair. He only played how many games? Kukoc?
You didn't let me. I was trying to give you the hint. You got to.
I didn't deserve the hint, but
Theo Ratliff, 11.9. Larry Hughes, 10 flat.
yeah.
You named all the names.
Yeah. Rodney Buford, the sheriff, was on that team.
So you mentioned Aaron McKee, because I would have been thinking about him too. He didn't become the Aaron McKee that we saw after that.
Yeah, Geiger wasn't going to put up a lot of points.
8 points. Geiger, they were just waiting for that contract to get.
McCullough was always hurt.
Yeah, and he wasn't a. Nazi Muhammad was in that team, didn't play. Yeah, so Larry Hughes, 10.
Bruce Bowen, was he on that squad? And Kevin Ollie?
Billy Owens was on that team, though. Remember Billy Owens from Syracuse?
I do.
Stanley Roberts.
He was a great college player.
He sure was. Stanley Roberts made a cameo on that as well.
Nazir Muhammad was on that team,
Yep.
I think.
Bruce Bowen was on that team. 42 games.
Is that right? Okay, good, yeah.
Yep. There you go. Antonio Lang. Ira Bowman.
I don't
Did he go to
remember him.
Penn? Ira Bowman?
I don't know. Wasn't Pepe on that? No, Pepe was on the team the next year from.
He was a little bit later, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was on the
Ira Bowman
2000, 2001 team.
All right, congratulations to
I can't believe I got that wrong. I feel really bad.
You said when you said it's not Kukoc right off the bat, I'm like, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
But Tyrone Hill, to your
point. That was my
point,
initial thought. What was Kukoc, though?
do you remember when Charles Oakley bounced the basketball off of Tyrone Hill's head?
Yes.
And the reported
Because of a
reason
bet.
was a poker game.
He didn't pay a debt. Yes. Mr. NBA remembers that. For goodness sake, I'm so disappointed in myself. I may have to strip the title.
I hate
become
to do
Mr.
it.
MLB.
I was trying to wait for I got to ask.
I hate to do it to you, man.
So we were
know basketball.
we were going to have Tony on
Yeah,
the
right.
show, but unfortunately my daughter, I missed the day because my daughter and her tonsillectomy and had some whatever. So we didn't end up doing it with Tony, but I was going to ask him if I could have, because, that's a Tony thing.
Yeah, that's a give him a bumpty bump.
And so I wanted to ask him and of course he's going to say yes, but I wanted to ask him like, hey, can I use this?
Yeah.
But Call Rulo and Unfiltered, they use it a lot.
Yeah.
And whenever I hear it, I feel a certain way about it.
What game show's that from?
It's from Price is Right.
Price is Right.
When
Yeah,
you
that's
lose.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a certain way because that was always associated with Tony.
Yeah.
And because I remember when Mike and Mike started using it, and Tony used to get mad because like they Greenberg acted like it was his idea to start playing that. Tony had been doing it for into
Into the
20
night.
years. Yeah,
Jeez, I mean,
exactly.
that and 4 and all of them.
4.
How many? 4.
All right, coming up, McManus at 12:55. But before we get
I'm
there,
so disappointed that I did not get that because that's my era. Raja Bell.
basketball.
Raja Bell were you here for that one? That was a trivia question we asked earlier
Oh,
this
was
week.
it?
Yeah, we did a Raja Bell.
Oh, I did not know that. No.
Yep.
Now I think I gave enough information to still retain the title of Mr. NBA, even though I didn't. I could probably name that entire team.
You pretty much
that
did.
went to the final.
Yeah, well, you pretty much did that team too. You're mentioning you're like, was Bruce Bowen on that team? Like, yeah Bruce Bowen was.
And I remember Tom McGinnis going, Jermaine Jones.
Yeah, he was good at dunking it.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, the Sixers going to cover. All right, so let's do this. Let's talk about the actual game against the Raiders. Is anybody worried about this? Sean from Pine Hill's coming up as well. It's Middays with Marks. McManus is coming up at 12:55. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Have somebody else request? Maybe throw it out to the text board. What's this one?
This is 96 Quite Bitter Beings.
Oh, who doesn't love that one?
CKY is the band. It's Bam Margera's brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, Jess Margera.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Westchester product.
We are back. It is middays with Marks. Let's get Sean from Pine Hill here. He's been holding for a while. Then we'll give our predictions on the game. Sean, how are you, buddy?
Sean, I'm going to wait a second so I don't have to have Jason yell at me because I'm on my car phone.
No, you're good.
Take all the time you need, man.
Yeah, you got it, buddy. Yo, first off, Tyrone Hill and Sam Cassell, those names, they make the all-alien-looking team.
Oh, they do.
Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They fell out of the tree and hit every branch, brother.
Hearing a metal guy, like, knowing Rakim, dude, that was solid, dude. That's solid work for you. And, Marks, how's your daughter? She all right?
She's great. Yeah. Everybody's good.
All right, good. All right, so I just want to say something about Jalen Hurts real quick, all right? So all we heard about is how he squats 600 pounds, right? That's all we heard. Why doesn't this guy go and work on his footwork? Drop back. He has a lousy slow release, okay? Look at Joe Burrow. Look at Josh Allen, right? They're throwing darts at balloons, okay? This guy is throwing balloons at darts. He's 26 years old. He makes $50 million a year. Correct?
Correct.
Take the war paint off, dude. Go out there and play quarterback.
Yeah, but you know what, Sean? But let me stop you. Like, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying about like the footwork or this or that. I mean, sometimes you just are what you are, right? And Jalen Hurts.
And that's the thing.
But Jalen Hurts, he has been successful in this league not because he's a great quarterback. He's been successful because he's playing on a good team. And he's got something to him to where when you need a drive and you need something, he's there and he's doing it. That's why. Yeah, he's a winner. And it's cliche, but it's true.
John.
Yep.
What did he use when he did that? He's stubborn. What he's doing now is to prove to everyone he can throw the ball, like Donovan McNabb did.
No, he's not.
Correct? He is successful because he can throw. The guy needs someone to push him in his tush. To get a yard.
So hold on. So what do you?
Okay?
So what do you? Hold on. So what do you?
Squat
No, what do you mean? So you're saying he's not running because he wants to prove a point, or?
Yes, I 110% believe that. I think he's being stubborn like McNabb was because everyone said McNabb can't throw the ball. All he does is run. Correct? That's what he's doing now. Jalen Hurts was successful when he would run the ball. He had so many runs the last game he could have took. He didn't do it, and he's backpedaling so much. He's 10 yards back trying to throw 5-yard out.
I don't. Sean, thanks, buddy. I don't think you're wrong as far as him passing up runs. I think that the reasoning behind it, you're wrong. And I want to take you back to Donovan McNabb, which, by the way, was 25 years ago. It was more than 25 years ago when he got his start. But the meat of McNabb was 20 to 25 years ago. When a quarterback was called a running quarterback in 2001, 2002, that was, you're a black quarterback.
It's a racial thing, yeah.
Right, it was a racial thing. It really was. So when Donovan heard saying you're a running quarterback, he didn't want to be a running quarterback because, A, he wanted to play the quarterback position. He wanted to throw it. And
you got to manage your body.
So, and that's the other point. So as he developed in his career, in 1999, he wasn't a great passer. He had a great arm. He wasn't a great passer. You saw that. 2000, he got better. 2001, he got better as a quarterback to where when he plays with T.O. in 2004, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he could throw the ball. He didn't need to run the ball. But what made him dynamic was the ability early in his career to run the ball, and then when he wasn't necessarily running it, to get out of being sacked or to maneuver around and make throws.
Yeah.
That's what set him apart from other players. That's the same thing with Jalen Hurts.
Set the same thing apart for Vic in his prime.
Exactly.
It was the threat that he could do it at a top level, run like a running back, but throw like a quarterback.
But Donovan was getting beat up and was getting injured. So at some point, he's like, well, I can't do that anymore. I think that's where Jalen was to start the season.
Yeah. Well, Jalen's run 63 times in his first year in 15 games, then 139 in year 2, 165 in 2022 for 760 yards and 13 touchdowns. Then in the first 17-game season, he ran it 157 times 2 years ago, 2023, 150 last year. This year, he's run it 88 times in 13 games. I don't know what that extrapolates to. no math major.
It's not nearly as much.
Not nearly as much.
But he has, I mean.
But that's also play calling.
And we've talked about this a lot of times. It never felt like that he was being. Michael Vick would go out there and run. When he would run it, he wouldn't go out of bounds and he would take unnecessary hits because that's the way he played.
And look what RG3 did.
It's the same thing.
Killed his career.
Jalen never. He's very smart when he runs. He gets down. He doesn't take unnecessary hits. Sometimes you can't avoid being hit if you're the quarterback. You're outside the pocket, and that's what happened to him. And he took a lot of shots and he missed some time, or he was playing hurt. So it makes sense why Jalen, as you evolve as a quarterback, you want to do less running and you want to throw the ball more. Yeah. Ultimately, you want your quarterback to be able to throw from the pocket. But what makes special players special is what else they can do.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow can do everything. Josh Allen can do everything. But you know what they can't do? They haven't won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has. But what makes Jalen special is that, but it's also the dual threat ability, which you're not seeing. You don't see either of it this year because he's not doing stuff with his legs either.
Yeah, and not designed runs, too. But and you don't necessarily need the designed run for him. It's when things break down and you're 3rd and 12 and nobody's open down the field, and he can run for it. Like, that's a huge play. That's
you know what
a
he
huge
does?
Asset for him.
End of games, last drives.
Yeah.
Where he says, you know what? I've been trying to throw it all game.
Yep.
The hell with this. I'm going to run. I'm going to run. I'm going to run.
But a quarterback also has to be aware of managing his body because he does no one any good if he's injured.
Right. I think at this point,
I think Jaden Daniels is figuring that out.
When Jalen says this is by all means necessary, when they asked him about running the football, I believe him 100%.
Yeah.
Going into a season, that's where you're having conversations about, hey, maybe less zone read runs this year because you're trying to evolve as a quarterback. The problem is the evolution as a quarterback. He hasn't gotten better.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball.
Yeah.
610-632-09.
He shows those glimpses.
No, but that's the thing.
That's what drives you crazy.
He wins the big games. He wins in the biggest spots.
Yeah.
And I think we need to pay a little bit more attention to those memories because it wasn't just one isolated incident.
And it wasn't on a slightly small stage.
Certainly wasn't.
In the Super Bowl.
All right, Tim McManus, ESPN, his thoughts on all of this, including a prediction on the game. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Looking to Sunday, I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Tullamore Dew, when it's game time, it's Tully time. Eagles getting set for the Raiders. 1 o'clock on Sunday. Going to be freezing. You could use a little Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey on Sunday. If you're going down to the game, there might be snow in the forecast. The Birds and Raiders battling out at Lincoln Financial Field. Obviously, this offense looking to get going, and the offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, talking about his quarterback after the tough game Hurts had Monday night.
Yeah, I don't think he changes from week to week, day to day, game to game. He's awesome. I mean, we were in meetings today. He was awesome. The dialogue was awesome. So he really does a good job of just separating what happened and where he wants to go going forward. And so, he's always dialed in at all times. You never have to worry about that.
And where he's going forward, it will be a topic of conversation with ESPN's Tim McManus coming up in the next segment. Flyers lost in overtime 3-2 to the Vegas Golden Knights last night. 76ers have the Pacers tonight at 7 o'clock. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And Union reportedly moving their leading goal scorer, Ty Brebo, to DC United. This update's also brought to you by Super Sure. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. Seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Sure. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, but Super Sure. Coming soon. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5 The Fanatic.
How about that?
What do we got?
How about that?
Vicarious by Tool. Oh, love Tool.
All right, we're back. All Requests Friday. It's Jason's request, not mine. Middays with Marks.
Got to spice it up around here a little.
Martinez stuff. I mean, that's why I love the One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Gives us some extra stimulus for people to bite into. As does our next guest, who joins us on the Comcast Business Hotline, covers the Eagles for ESPN and ESPN.com, our old buddy Tim McManus. What's up, Tim?
Gentlemen, hello.
Hello, Tim. Hello. Let me ask you this. We were talking about it to start the show. I am so exhausted with everything Eagles right now. It's exhausting as a fan. Is part of what the Eagles team is going through right now is exhaustion with everything? Because, like, everybody can relate to what I'm saying because it is exhausting with all the talk and bench Jalen, don't bench Jalen, fire Patullo, fire Sirianni, all the other stuff that's out there. It's got to be exhausting for the players to hear all this noise.
Yeah, I mean, and there's various people who can do it better than others in terms of blocking it out. But when you're in Philadelphia, there's no way you can block it out totally. And then even inside the building, I would say that there's obviously its own energy, and it can be like obviously a season is exhausting and it's grueling, and what these guys have to go through is not easy. And then having to do it after doing it for so long, like one thing that I really have grown to respect is like the Patriots dynasty and how they were able to do it year over year, because when you're just observing and going through step by step of a championship season, you recognize just how long of a road that is. And then to be able to regenerate year after year is something that is extremely difficult. I think that's something that the Eagles are dealing with this year, where even forget the outside noise or that kind of stuff. It's just like, how do you keep it going? And when things aren't going your way as prideful superstars on the offensive side of the ball, that's obviously going to be a bit of a downer that you have to sort of drag with you along the course of the season as well.
Tim, as somebody who's worked in this business for a long time, who is a respected journalist, the idea of asking Nick Sirianni if Jalen Hurts is going to be benched, yes or no, do you think it's a valid question to ask him, and why or why wouldn't you ask him that question?
So not there yet, but I do have to be honest. Like when I was watching the game in Los Angeles, after Hurts threw back-to-back interceptions, in my mind I had like, man, they might have to bench him. Like it was a fleeting thought. It's not something I would have followed up with in that moment. It's just one of those like reactionary thoughts, and then you start to build the context out in your mind. You're like, no, dude, they can't do that. Like it's the reigning Super Bowl MVP, and he's been there twice in 3 years. And if you open that up, I remember talking right around the time that things were going bad with Wentz with somebody close to him. And when he got benched, you know, the line that came back to me was, you know, the toothpaste is now out of the tube.
It's over.
And I've thought about that a lot. Like once you do that, it can have some serious ramifications, and it could mean the end of your relationship with that quarterback. That's what happened with Wentz. Now they're two different people and two different quarterbacks, but it's to say that it could be a seismic decision. So people can have that thought, and I understand why it's like, all right, does he need a break? Like, you know, do they need to see something else? I understand why you can have that thought, but I don't think we're there yet, given all of the context and all the history and all the success that this quarterback has had.
Tim, this quarterback's had success under center, including last game, 9 snaps under center. They averaged 12.2 yards per play under center, yet they go 29 plays out of shotgun where they average 3.2 plays. Who is the one that is preferring being out of the shotgun? Is it Sirianni? Is it Hurts? Is it Kevin Patullo? Who's making that call? Because when you see these sideways numbers of success under center versus being in the shotgun and then being so pronounced, who's digging in and insisting that they stay in shotgun?
I think it's a good question. I think the best way to answer that is, like, as a coaching staff, you're never going to do things and put your players in positions that they're not comfortable being in or that doesn't maximize their skill sets. And so obviously what Hurts's preference is or what he thrives at is always going to be part of the equation. So that's, you know, that has to be in there. I will say that they have made more of this year. They've tried more with under center. They started growing that a little bit. But to your point, it isn't consistent. Like it sort of comes and goes from the game plan depending on who they're playing.
They seem to go away from it when it's working.
Yeah, a little bit puzzling. Like when you see those kind of numbers, I think that they need to really start reflecting here on what's working and what's not, Jason, to your point. Like, and if the under center ground game is something that this particular iteration of the 2025 Eagles is good at, you got to start leaning into it more. The fact that they walked away with 40 passes in the game that was tight throughout and went to overtime, they can try to explain it away any way they want. But, they have the formula. They just have to look back to last season about what that winning formula was for this team and recognize that it's on Saquon Barkley's legs to carry this team where it needs to go. And if the best way to do that's under center, then I agree with you. They got to lean into that more.
So, Tim, I'm old enough to remember when we were annoyed with the Eagles being too conservative at the beginning of the season, right? It's like, so, come on, like, you got to take a shot. I know you're not trying to turn the ball over, but, like, come on, this is ridiculous. After watching the game, I want them to go back to that. Maybe they were better off doing the conservative stuff.
Had the same exact thought. It's like, all right, maybe they were right all along. Because their defense has been so good, right? I mean, the defense has been awesome, and if you keep them in good spots and just support them, and then you can burn some clock on the ground and you're not turning the ball over, then, yeah, that could be what ultimately this team needs.
I've got a Jalen Hurts theory, all right? Because when there's structure with Jalen Hurts in the passing game, it seems like that's when he's at his worst. But as you saw on that late drive, the throw he threw to Devontae Smith, where he put it between the linebackers and the safety, and he threw with anticipation, and he threw him open. Jalen, when he's not thinking about things, just seems like he's such a better quarterback. Look at the Super Bowl. It's like, why is he throwing the ball great in those games, but he's struggling during regular season games? I'm just wondering if maybe they're too tight and they're too structured right now to try to get Jalen going.
Somebody also brought up the point yesterday in the locker room that it was no coincidence that one of Jalen's best throws as a pro, which, you can argue that came off of a big run. Now that run ended up getting called back, but the point is he got into this flow and he got sort of more ingrained into the game. I thought that was a really interesting thought. And it goes back to when is this offense the best? This offense is the best when Hurts is in the mix as a threat, as a runner. And we think of that for all sorts of different reasons. We think of that because of what it does for the rest of the ground game. We think of how it opens things up, both in the pass and for the running backs. But how about for the fact of maybe it gets sort of Hurts sparked as well. So I think there's you could pull 3 or 4 different reasons why it's imperative for this group to get Hurts running more over the final 4 games here.
Tim, when you look at this team, and you're down there in that locker room quite a bit at NovaCare and around this team closely, do you feel like they have answers to what ails them? Because sometimes you can just kind of feel it, like they don't have the answers here. Do they have the answers, and who's got to come up with it? Is it Sirianni as the CEO coach, and does he have the answers to kind of get this right? I know the schedule will help with the Raiders and 2 against a quitting Commanders team, but do they have the answers?
I think they do, actually.
Okay.
And a lot of what the year has been is the defense, for the most part, has been very good, and they've shown that they can be dominant. Jeffrey Lurie had the quote to The Athletic, it's a championship-level defense. And I don't know that I disagree with that when you have Vic Fangio at the controls. I think it can be a championship-level defense. On offense, a lot of it has been, stupid stuff. A lot of it's been pre-snap penalties.
Self-inflicted.
They start to get into a flow, and then there's a hold, and they have to go back. And a lot of that is just you need to hone in a little bit more on your focus and your details. And I think that's something that this team is capable of doing. Understandable to a certain degree. It's okay, maybe you're not performing mentally at that same elite level consistently over a period of 2 years because of how long this has gone to the original point. But it's now December. It's crunch time. You've sort of baked in this offense for 3/4 of a season now, and now you got to click it up a notch. I think they actually are capable of doing it. We know that they have the talent. The offensive line may have regressed, but it's not like it's a bad offensive line. I think that they do have the pieces in place that could theoretically click in. And if they can click in over the course of the next few weeks against what is a pretty soft schedule, then who knows once they get into the postseason.
Yeah.
Tim McManus, ESPN. Even I think it was yesterday, I finally was like, okay, I'm calmed down from what happened on Monday night. And if I was squinting, I saw, you know what? The offense actually was pretty good outside of Jalen's interceptions. They moved the ball. Man, they had so many opportunities inside of the Chargers' own zone. They had like 6 drives where they didn't get a touchdown when they were pretty deep in their territory. I actually now that I'm calmed down and I'm looking ahead, I actually feel a little bit better about the offense than I did.
I think that's fair. And also, we know that a couple things happened last week. We know that Sirianni got a little bit more involved. There was a Jay Glazer report that players were coming to the coaches with like their own ideas of plays and this, that, and the other thing. They definitely got more creative. And I guess the question really is, especially after a 5-turnover performance by the quarterback, is did they go a little too much over the line of like, they were conservative and now they opened up things and some of it was exciting, but then some of it also led to turnover. So I think there is like a happy medium that they have to find here. And as it applies to this Raiders game, like people are looking at it and just kind of shooing it away like it's the Raiders, it's a 2-win team, who cares? But I think this is a really important game. There's 2 things that I can think of when it comes to this performance. It could be that 1 o'clock, cold, snowy, the fans are pissed, the offense isn't doing anything, and they're just booing the hell out of the Eagles. And it doesn't matter if they win by 10 or they win by 3. If it feels like that, then the needle has not moved at all for this team. But, if they can put some fireworks up, then they can get the juice going a little bit. Then they can start shifting the mojo a little bit in the city.
That's where the start of this game is going to mean everything, right, Tim? To get the crowd on your side immediately and not have 2 3-and-outs in the first quarter, which has been a huge issue for this team.
Yeah, because the Link is a great place to play. But if
when?
not all the time. Yeah, it's not always a great place to be if you are feeling the vitriol.
The Bears
obviously
game.
We know that the city is honest and it's going to let you hear it, and they're going to direct it at their own team if their team is not living up to it. And that if you're going up against what everybody knows is like one of the worst teams in the NFL, and you're still kind of looking like you don't know what you're doing on offense, then it could get really bad. So this is a style points game. This isn't just win. This is a style points game. They got to look good.
All right, Tim, got about 45 seconds. Is there any way the Eagles lose this game on Sunday to the Raiders?
I mean, it would have to be a turnover. Like it would have to be another 5-turnover performance for the offense. Max Crosby is going to be going up probably against a hobbled Fred Johnson. Johnson was back on the practice field today, but apparently injured his ankle yesterday. And he can wreck games, but they don't have a whole lot behind him really on either side of the ball. So this is one where they should handle handily, and I think that they will. I do think that they will take care of business. They'll have a comfortable win against the Raiders, and people can at least breathe a little bit easier, maybe not fully, but a little bit easier than they were before.
All right.
Tim, you're the freaking best, man. I love you, brother.
Yeah, Tim, but next time you hear Tim is on the pregame show.
Nice.
With Ray. You doing the pregame show, Ray?
Not this weekend. Big St. Francis Temple game.
Oh, I forgot about that. All right, well, you'll hear him on the pregame show. We'll watch you on ESPN. We'll read you on ESPN.com. Thanks, Tim.
All right. Love you guys, too. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye. There he is. The best.
I absolutely adore him.
Every time he's on, I have something like he opens up this something in my brain where I'm like, that's really interesting, and it gets me thinking. He's thought provoking.
Yeah,
we'll discuss that coming up. Along is the locks next. That what's coming up? Well, that's 2 segments away. All right. Well, the game on Sunday. What do you think? A win, a blowout? What do you think?
Style points?
Can we be persuaded that everything's okay with a blowout win? That's what I want to talk coming up next.
Love it.
Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. This is bad.
You would be wrong, but that's okay.
The song is. So, did they announce on mornings the whole thing that they're doing? It was announced, right?
Yeah, it's been announced. Yep.
Okay. So I just recorded my my Christmas song for next week. So expect to hear me.
Yeah, I recorded too.
You're not confident?
I know how I sound singing. I mean,
Give me
I have no
give me a
record.
little something.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to ruin the morning show.
No. I'm not saying to do your holiday song. I'm telling you that let's hear you.
I don't know. I have lyrics in front of me.
Do you do karaoke?
Yeah, of course.
What do you sing when you do karaoke?
Oh, see, I can't. That's top shelf thing right there. I can't give that out on the radio. Then you'd miss me a karaoke night.
No, you can.
No, again, I don't want the boy band to get upset with me taking all the attention here. I'm not a lead man here.
So, for example, the last time I did karaoke, I did Disco Inferno.
Oh.
Burn, baby, burn.
Oh, yeah.
Disco Inferno. Burn that mother out, y'all. Satisfaction. Ooh, ooh. Came in the chain reaction.
You maybe should do that at home by yourself.
I couldn't get enough. No?
I don't do the
You don't do karaoke?
No, I can't sing.
It's been on. Well,
I'm not a good
neither
singer.
can the most annoying people at karaoke are the people that think they're on The Voice.
Yeah.
Because The Voice is really what it is 99% of them are good karaokeers.
Yeah.
You get some professionals that are doing the whatever. They're great singers, but there's a difference between being very good at singing
And being an artist.
being an artist and being a star.
Yeah.
So
Being
I
able to
did.
write music.
Yeah.
I went to a place in Northern Liberties for a karaoke night, and I went with a group of people that I only knew one of the guys, and it was like, oh, yeah, we got other friends coming. I did not realize that these people were actually musicians. Like, they actually perform. They were there just kind of because it was like, oh, let's get a drink.
hang
and
out.
Like, it's karaoke night, so we'll sing a song or two that we like. So I get there, and the first person goes, oh, yeah, that's actually really good. Like, second person goes, also kills it. And then it's like, we now want Ray. Ray, where's Ray? And I was like, you guys are good at this. What's the deal? They're, oh yeah, we sing, like we perform. It's like nobody told me I was going out with performers and I was like Murder's Row. It was like the 20s Yankees, and they stuck me in the middle of the lineup.
Did you do like Britney Spears, like "Oops, I Did It Again"? Ray going, "Oops, I did it." How about that?
That's what you should have done.
I should have leaned into it.
What did you do?
The Piano Man. It sucked.
Oh my God, how slow and boring is that?
I know.
Why didn't you just do American Pie?
Why would you do that anyway?
Oh, because I love a good Piano Man.
Okay.
And the crowd
See
knows
right
it.
up there. Bye, bye, Miss. Everybody's snoring.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's the thing. The first two performers go like high energy songs and they're nailing it, and then here I am trying to just like,
You put everybody-
I'm the Piano Man. It's like, gosh, you guys suck.
What's next? Cats in the
Disaster.
Cradle and the Silver Spoon, Little Boy Blue and the Man on the Moon. You know what I'm saying?
You got to go high unless you're a really good singer to where people say, wow, he's a really good voice. You got to do high energy.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
And find
That's why I do Disco Inferno.
And find a band where the guy actually can't sing or the person can't sing. Like, do a whole song with Courtney Love because she sings in the key of crap.
Right.
You'll sound better than her.
Motley Crue with Vince Neil.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Because I'm alive. Live wire. Yeah, do something like that.
All
Don't go
right.
like Judas Priest. You're not going to hit those notes.
No. All right, coming up, 1 p.m. on Sunday, Jason Martinez.
1 o'clock.
So Tim says more or less like, I'd be shocked if they lost. Like, everything would have to go haywire for them to lose to the Raiders. And for the most part, I agree with that. I was reading somebody that was writing about the game, and they said that Patrick Graham, who is their defensive coordinator in Las Vegas, the Raiders, former Giants defensive coordinator, so he's familiar with the Eagles and what they do. But he likes to, and this is his defense is kind of the zone that a lot of teams have been playing Jalen Hurts.
The blueprint.
Right. So, but he already runs that. So if he runs it, that means the defense is very familiar with it. It's not necessarily they're
not changing it for the Eagles, yeah.
Right. So I think the way they lose is Jalen Hurts throws interceptions. So if I was the Eagles, honestly, like we had talked about this yesterday, Ray. We talked about, and Bill talked about it yesterday, actually, to start a show, Bill Colarulo. He had said that the Eagles are in a lose-lose situation because even if they beat the Raiders, no one's going to be happy. They're just going to be like, it's the stinking Raiders. I actually disagree. The fan base right now is so desperate because we're so freaking miserable, and it sucks to get out of this. And all I need, Ray, and I'm ready to do a cannonball in the positivity pool. All I need, if they come out and it's 42 to 17, and Jalen Hurts is scrambling around getting it, and they make a couple big plays, I'm in. I'm going to feel good. And now, does that mean that I think they're going to win the Super Bowl? I'm just going to avoid that question. No. But if they come out and they beat up on a bad Raiders team, it is going to make me feel better. And I am going to come in here on Monday and say, you know what? That's when I needed let's go.
Yeah.
It is
it's
not
something to build on.
It is not a lose-lose for me. Everybody's separate. Like you had said, you kind of think it's a lose-lose. I think the fans are ready to go in and not care about actually what they really think.
Well, for me, it's not a lose-lose, but I think for a lot of people here, it'll be a lose-lose because a lot of the people that love to live in the negative headspace, they're more comfortable there, will say, yeah, you beat the Raiders 42-7. Who cares? That doesn't mean anything. Because you're expected to do that, to dominate a team when you're a 10.5-point favorite at home. But so I think for a good portion of the fan base, that will be the case. Now, for me, it'll stem the tide for a little bit. And I don't know that the Washington Commanders, the week after that, if they beat them up pretty good and they've quit on their coach, their quarterback's done for the year, like there's going to be no validity to beating the crap out of them too. But if you can just start moving things in a positive direction, maybe you can start to build back to when this team was 8-2.
Right.
Even though they were still flawed at 8-2.
Yeah, big time. It was the same. Last year they were winning games and people were unhappy with the passing offense. A.J. Brown was unhappy with the passing offense. They were winning games.
Saquon ran for 2,000 yards. Understand, you only have so many snaps.
3,000 rushing yards last year.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that what we saw yesterday? 3,000 rushing yards?
3,000.
Yep. What do you think they're at this year?
920.
What does Saquon have? What do you think, Ray? I'm gonna look at it.
I think they're around. If I had to guess, they're somewhere in the 1,300 realm. Because Saquon, I think, was 700 something before that game against
the $150.
All right. So it's 1,302. Ray said 1,300.
Come on, that's pretty good.
Amazing.
That's pretty good. That makes up the whole population.
Mr.
thing.
NFL.
It makes up. Yesterday we asked the population of Delaware County. We played Delco or Del No with Casey Boy, and a tie-breaking question was the population of Delaware County. What did you say, Ray? 35,000.
Way more than that.
Way
35,000 was my dad's graduating class at Bonner. I mean, Jesus.
Conceptualizing population, not my thing.
See,
my mom graduated from Prendy with over 2,500 people.
He knows rushing yards.
And it was just a girls' school.
Right. By the way, it's almost 600,000 is the answer.
Yeah,
Casey
that
Boy
makes
said
sense.
$1 million. He went over.
Yeah.
Amy Fadul got it because she said 300,000.
Amy doesn't live in Delco, does she?
No, but she's got sense. Unlike Ray.
Yeah.
35,000.
35,000.
That does check out.
I mean, that's like that's the borough of media.
Yeah, he wanted to bet $1. We were doing prices right. He didn't want to go over.
Oh.
But he still said 3,500.
That's like the borough of media.
I was the Eagles' offense. I was going very, very conservative here. All right, I wanted to keep everything.
You weren't
very
throwing
safe.
anybody open on that estimation.
No interceptions, just a fumble.
I need coward draw runs out of you, Ray. Can we bring the coward draws back since that worked?
What is that?
It means it's 3rd and 11. You just run the ball into the line because you don't want to throw it.
Yeah, why not? Nothing else. As long as it's under center, I don't give a damn.
All right, our official predictions coming up next. Also, our locks of the week. Ray, I've been on fire, brother. I hit last week. I hit last night.
I'm glad you have been because I could not be colder. I might be colder than the link on Sunday.
All right, that's coming up next. Our Liberty States of NJ lock of the week. Get one there, Martinez.
I got one.
All right.
Does it have to be football?
Yeah. Middays with Marks, 95.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Getting ready for the Raiders. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles are hosts of the Raiders Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field at 1 o'clock. It should be a cold one. There's a chance for snow in the forecast for this one between the Eagles and the Raiders. Eagles offense looking for answers this week. Kevin Petula meeting with the media yesterday. He talked about the positives he took from the loss on Monday night.
I think there were some positives that came out of that game. We were able to do some different things that we've been pushing towards doing and was very encouraging. I think the guys felt pretty good about the things we did well on. They know what we need to fix and continue to grow from, and the plan can keep growing from there, especially this week going forward.
We spoke to ESPN's Tim McManus about that plan going forward earlier on in the show. You catch that conversation one more time on our website and the Fanatic app. Last night, the Flyers lost 3-2 in overtime to the Vegas Golden Knights. Tonight, the 76ers host the Pacers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And the Union reportedly moving their leading goal scorer tie rebound to DC United. This update is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim hotline 877-MADD-HELP. Visit MADD.org. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers Flyers and the best birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
9 o'clock on a Saturday.
9 o'clock on
Saturday.
So you actually
Rigger Cloud Shuffle in.
You actually did it?
Yeah. I've done Piano Man before at a number of establishments across the city.
Were you making love to your tonic and gin?
Did it fall flat?
No, actually, people buy in because it's a song people know.
Agreed.
That's the way.
Sing-along song.
Yeah.
It's a good karaoke song.
Come on, everybody.
It's the way you were explaining it was that you had two professional singers that were rocking the house
It was
before
a
you.
bad situation for me to come into this song because it's so slow and they had rocked the house before.
Yeah.
There was never a spot that I felt worse standing up there. I almost wanted to give up my spot, but I don't want to be that guy. You meet people for the first time. It's like, oh, wow, this guy's not going to go up to karaoke now after saying he's going to do karaoke. I was like, I'm not going to be the lame guy of the group.
Right. I would never talk
I have
to
to
you
just
again.
lean. Yeah.
Did you intonate it correctly? Because it's an intonation song. But it's sad and it's sweet.
Oh,
and I knew it completely.
Yeah, you got to punch it.
Yeah, you got to know when to punch.
He's a play-by-play guy, so I'm assuming that he knows the
he can go
nuances
into
of
the
that stuff.
he can go into the guttural.
I'm a Billy Joel fan, so it's not like I'm just doing a song that I don't. Yeah, I enjoy Billy Joel.
Have
I
you
saw
seen-
Madison Square Garden.
Oh, look at you.
He's only played there 782 times.
Hey, it's over now, so I got to see it when it happened.
Until it's not.
Yeah, he'll be back.
A lot of people think
hope.
the song's about Billy Joel's a recovering alcoholic. And,
Correct.
And the drink of choice for him now is the piano as he lives his alcoholism through.
Is he sing?
Other people at the bar?
Is he sober?
Yeah. At least I believe so.
The story he tells about this song and what it was is when he was out in L.A. and he had a bad manager. He was trying to get out of it, couldn't perform. He performed under the name Bill Martin at a bar out in L.A., whereas
Piano.
then girlfriend, wife, I guess, worked as a waitress. So he's talking about the waitress packed in politics because she was trying to get herself through school, the whole thing. Yeah.
Sure.
So.
And the businessman slowly got stoned.
Correct.
What was Paul?
Real estate novelist.
Yeah.
Yep. Who was in the Navy? Davey?
Davey was in the Navy.
Probably will be for life.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Let's get to our Locks of the Week, brought to you by Liberty Safes in New Jersey. Lock it with Liberty Safes in New Jersey. The largest selection of safes in the tri-state area. Showrooms in Mount Laurel and Hamilton Township, New Jersey. LibertySafesNJ.com. You may ask yourself, why do I need a safe? There's a lot of different reasons you need a safe. Birth certificates, Social Security card. That's the reason I have a safe. I put not necessarily just valuables. Everything I don't want to lose because I'll lose everything goes in a safe.
Safe and a lockbox for me.
They have the best selection, the best prices, family owned and operated, in business for over 30 years. Brian and Deborah. Brian's a big listener to the station. Check them out, LibertySafesNJ.com. Ray, we're going to start with you today. What do you got?
All right. Lock of the week for me has been a disaster for the last couple of weeks. So we're going to try and bounce back here with a team that I think is dead and a team that I think is hitting their stride. The Texans have had an extended break since the win over the Chiefs. They win 20-10 over the Chiefs. They've got a 9.5-point line at home against the Cardinals team that I think everyone's ready for the season to be over. They booked their vacations to Cancun. Jonathan Gannon's going to be looking for a job. I'm taking Houston to cover the 9.5 at home. It's a healthy spread against that Cardinals team.
Yeah, and Houston is playing their best football now, which is a good time to be playing. That defense, it's the top defense in the NFL. You don't want to play them in the playoffs because that defense can beat you alone. And they have some skill on offense, too.
And the Cardinals
Stroud
are doing
looks good.
Great job of beating themselves. Texans -9.5. There's your lock of the week.
All right.
Lock it in.
What you got there, Mercedes?
I actually have an interesting game for a litany of reasons that involve the Eagles. The Minnesota Vikings are going on the road to take on Jera and the Dallas Cowboys. Yet the Minnesota Vikings, who suck out loud, are a -1.5-point favorite on the road.
Yep.
I like the Vikings.
Like them outright?
I also like the Buccaneers.
All right. We'll go Dallas, Vikings +6. I did like the Falcons last night because it looked like a sucker bet to me. So the line is telling me the Bills are 1-point favorites at New England. The Bills have been disappointing pretty much every big game or games where you're expecting them to kind of snap out of it. This is the game they snap out of it. They're at New England as 1-point favorites. New England's winning the division.
Yeah.
But the Bills are always set up to go to the Super Bowl, and then they never do.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the year where they're going to have to win some road games, and they're able to do it. I like the Bills -1 over the Patriots.
At Foxborough.
At Foxborough.
right.
Lock it up.
All right, so the plays in total, you've got the Bills -1, or +1, rather.
No, Bills -1.
-1 over the Patriots. I have got the wonderful Minnesota Vikings. I think it's +5.5, or you have it at 6.
I have it 6 at Bet Parks.
And then Ray has, what's yours, Ray?
At Texans -9.5.
-9.5. That's a big number.
Yeah, Arizona stinks. I like. I had the Rams Cardinals last week, and the Rams pummeled them. And that was an easy cover.
Big Ram game this weekend.
Rams Lions. Rams are 6-point favorites. That's a big Ram line. I would side with the Rams on that one. The Monday night game is actually the game I probably like a lot. Miami's only 3-point underdogs at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's fighting for their life. They're fighting for the division. They need to win. Yeah. Why are they only 3-point home favorites? Miami's been playing very well.
You thinking?
I'll take the Dolphins. I'll take the Dolphins +3.
Is that a money line outright play too?
It is not an outright. I'll take the 3. Like last night, I was thinking about going Falcon money line, but I'm like, no, you know what? I think it's going to be a close game, so I want some points.
All right.
I could have went money line last night.
I'm gonna get the Bet Parks app open and get these in.
Colts +14. Seahawks are 14-point favorites at home with Phillip Rivers returning.
It tempted me, but I think I was betting with my heart there if I bet on +14 for a 44-year-old quarterback.
It is bananas that he is playing.
It's awesome.
It is bananas.
It's the best thing in the world.
And in the spirit of not talking myself into the Eagles are blowing out the Raiders, because I never believed that this week until really today is when I'm starting to believe it, I'm going to take the Raiders +11.5. Eagles win the game. I just don't think it's going to be an easy win.
No rocking chair ride.
The MO of the Eagles games have been they win, but they win ugly. And I hope that that's not the case, but I think that's going to be the case this week.
Yeah, Fuzzy on the stream says, I like the Fins outright.
Yep. Love the Fins this week. That's Monday night. So I'll wait till Monday to do that.
Yeah.
Some other games here that I was looking at. Broncos. Here's another one, and I stayed away from it because the Broncos have burned me multiple times. Kansas City was favored at Denver. And Denver beat them outright. The Packers are favored at Denver. Denver has a 10-game winning streak, a great defense.
Yeah.
Why are the Packers -2?
I think it's an interesting one, too. In Denver, always a tough place to play. I saw that's a little short. And that D is going to give Jordan Love all kinds of issues.
So that's a Packer line right there.
Yeah, big time.
And then, what was the other one I was looking at? Oh, the Ravens and the Bengals. I'm staying away from anything AFC North. But the Ravens are 2.5-point favorites at the Bengals. Last week, Joe Burrow looked great. So we'll see what he's like after he more or less is saying, trade me, get me out of here.
All right.
There we go. All right, coming up.
There you go.
We'll wrap it up. A lot still more to come, including the YouTube chat recap. That's next. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5.
I'm Ray Dunn telling you about FanDuel Friday in partnership with Valley Forge. It's Turn Up with NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone, boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Because if you place that bet between 6 to 7:30, you find yourself out in front of a TV, then you got a little bit of a rooting interest. Nod your buddy, say, hey, I've got that. Let's root for that tonight. And you get yourself a nice little night in front of whatever's going on in the association. And tonight, 76ers, Pacers, could feel good about the Sixers. Injury report looked promising yesterday. Maybe tonight, see the 76ers roll the Pacers, and you put a couple dollars down there. It's not just another promo, though, for you. It's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Rewards are not withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Philadelphia is a
Hair Restorations, great teams stick together, so does good hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call them. Tell them I sent you. 610-980-4000. And Football Friday is brought to you by Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Driving to great deals at our sales event at Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and get great deals all month long on a Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. I got a lot of I posted a picture of the Waymo when I was in Phoenix. I didn't do what it would look like the video driving, just the outside of the car.
Yeah.
And people heard our conversation. A lot of people saying, yeah, no, I'm out. F that.
Yeah, I am not doing that.
Yeah. I think you would.
No, you are wrong. I think I wouldn't.
You would not?
No. I'll go home and drive my fake car in my house, my sim.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not when was the last time you used an Uber, took an Uber?
I don't take Ubers.
Right.
I don't drink, so.
Right, but sometimes right, correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's easier to take an Uber than the drive or whatever.
No.
Right?
Yeah, the only time I Uber is usually when I'm going to have something to drink.
No, understandable. Me too, for the most part. But, like I'm going to New York next week. I'll be Ubering around. I'm going to drive up, but I'm going to be Ubering around. I'm not going to drive. So if they had a Waymo, I'd consider it.
You take a Waymo to New York City?
Yeah. No, not to New York City. In New York City.
In New York City?
Yeah.
I'm out on that.
The people can't drive up there. You expect them to
Cab drivers are insane up there. I have a heart attack in those.
That's what I'm saying. So you'd rather have some crazy Uber person flying all over the place than a safe Waymo car.
Devil you don't.
I don't have trust that the Waymo is safe. I don't trust AI.
You don't?
No.
What's wrong with Allen Iverson?
I love Allen Iverson.
Oh, not that AI.
He was way before his time. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
I don't want artificial intelligence. I just need average intelligence.
That's me.
Like, I don't need a smartphone. I need an average intelligence.
So I'm actually, Ray, I have above average intelligence, and it's went down a couple of numbers over the years. But that's me. That encapsulates me. Above average intelligence and, nice personality. That's how I would sell myself to anybody.
All right. Should we get it for one of the promos for the show?
Sounds good. Yes.
Average intelligence and a good guy.
Yep. And
John Marks.
Exactly. Because Ray got a 1,500 and some on the SAT out of 1,600.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm reminded of that consistently.
That's got to be the highest IQ radio guy I've ever met.
Right.
Maybe besides Angelo.
Wait, because, he's I don't know if
Columbia.
he's... Columbia. No, I know he's certainly gifted.
Yeah.
1,500. I questioned it because I said, Ray, you thought there was 35,000 people in Delco, but yet you got a 1,510 on the SAT.
Yeah,
Sports Talk Radio brain.
Right. It rotted you.
Yeah, it rotted me.
Well, I've done it for 20 years. Why do you think I'm done?
Oh, my God. I'm over 30 years in this business.
Yep.
I know I look good, but geez.
You got nothing left, Jason.
No.
All right.
I am shot.
Let's get to our favorite segment of the show, Ray. Go ahead.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
All right, what do you got?
Johnny is dressed like he plays keyboard in a Genesis cover band. MBD from the YouTube chat.
I saw Genesis.
Did you really?
Invisible Touch Tour, 1986 at the Vet.
They were a monster band at that time. And I imagine Phil Collins sounded fantastic.
Yep. He played the drums he does a whole thing where he goes in and he plays the drums.
That's post Peter Gabriel Genesis.
Correct.
I know about Genesis.
Big hits, and then he went solo after that Invisible Touch. He went solo. He did the Easy Lover with Philip Bailey.
I'm an easy lover.
He's got some hits.
Oh, huge hits. He's not in great health right now, but
I think he's on hospice, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
or close to it.
Yeah, he was. His last performances, he had to sit.
Huge star, great voice, really soulful voice too. He's so dynamic in what he can do.
His voice is unbelievable, and to think that he wasn't the original singer is crazy.
Yeah. All right, what do we got?
John looks like a GameStop employee who will give you $23 for your PlayStation 4. If Bayless from the YouTube chat.
Well, if Bayless, you've seen that how much they're going to offer for your PlayStation. I've never been in a GameStop, so I don't know what to tell you. No,
really?
I don't play video games. No, I don't play video games. What are you going to say?
My mom used to work at the corporate headquarters there, and my sister did as well.
Well, they worked for them.
Yeah, it used to be right in Westchester.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it was EB Games at the time.
You know what I
Sold
play?
at the GameStop.
It's I play the Switch with my kids. We do sports. So we'll do bowling. My 4-year-old can beat us all in bowling.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Kids are wired different to be able to play now. I haven't gamed since college, like playing NHL 94, on Sega Genesis.
Oh, dude, let's go.
It was great, right?
That was my game.
And I used to bug my son. I'm like, why are you watching other people play video games on YouTube and stuff? Now I sim race, and it's all I do.
Yeah.
All I do.
You're rotting your brain watching.
Yeah, but that's not a game. That's a simulator.
Ray, you play video games?
I did. Now I've got the NCAA 13, and every once in a while when I have free time, I'll pop open the Xbox 360 and play it, but not often.
I did get hooked on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Me too.
Ooh.
You did?
Me too.
That was phenomenal.
That was also 30. That was 25 years ago. 30 years ago.
Yeah, that game was awesome.
It was. No, Tony Hawk was awesome. NHL 95. My buddy had it on Super Nintendo. I had it on Genesis.
Yeah.
So and it was a little bit
to
different.
Blow in the cartridge.
It was a little bit different. Yeah. No, that was more regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But I used to love being Detroit.
Oh, so you had Yzerman, Fedorov.
Coffee, and Fedorov for your defensemen, which meant you had 4 forwards because you had it was Yzerman. You had stars.
Definitely had Yzerman, Fedorov. I'm trying to think who else was on that team.
Konstantinov was your defenseman.
The other defenseman, yeah. I was always Vancouver, so I had Pavel Bure, Cliff Ronning, Jeff Courtnall, Yerky Lume, and Kirk McLean between the pipes.
And you had a good goalie. The problem with Detroit was you had Osgood or who was the other goalie that was back then? Not a good one. Mike Vernon.
Yeah, Mike Vernon.
It was Vernon or Osgood. See, people
Vernon's in the Hall of Fame.
People that want to, but he wasn't great at the time. People want to tell me that I don't know hockey. That I'm some schmo.
Pulling Mike Vernon and Ozzy out. That's great.
Like, come on, bring it on. All right, what's next?
Someone said John reminds them of a South Park character, and I've never been able to unsee it. Colby from the YouTube chat.
What's the character? Because I've never watched one episode of South Park, and I never will. But who's the character?
Harmon?
I don't know. You've never watched South Park?
No,
I never really did either.
Yeah.
Like I never watched King of the Hill. I've never watched The Simpsons.
Never watched one episode of what's the really popular HBO show that I didn't watch an episode of?
The Wire?
No, I saw The Wire. No, the what?
Shameless?
No, the really, really popular one.
Game of Thrones?
Yes, Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, I've watched that.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
None of us watched the Game of Thrones?
No.
It got to one of those things where you have to watch this.
That's why I did.
I don't, yeah.
That's why I did it, because I said, you know what?
It was too heavy. Like, I couldn't watch multiple in a row.
My dad loved it.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it. And I said, you know what? My life's okay without watching it.
I've watched The Sopranos 1,000 times.
So I went back and I watched Breaking Bad after it ran.
Yeah.
So, and it was really good. I'm glad I went back and I did it. Now, I couldn't make it through the whole thing because it got stupid.
Yeah.
After a while. But yeah, it was a good show.
Did you watch Sons of Anarchy?
I did, but I didn't last that long in it.
Peg Bundy in that?
Yeah. I like Peg.
Katie Seagal?
Not bad. And then what's the new one that everybody watched? I tried watching it. The Chicago Meets that show on Netflix.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I watched it for that. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. Then I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to watch it anymore.
Well, finish the Diddy documentary this weekend, by the way.
Very, very popular. The
Bear.
Bear. Yes, The Bear.
Yes.
I tried watching The Bear. I was like, oh, this is good. Then I'm like, nah, I'm out.
You eat bear?
All right, what's next?
Ray's dates are sponsored by Waymo. Mopar from the YouTube chat.
Yeah, Ray. Come on, man. Yeah, you.
No, I would get to date an Uber.
No, but you can get busy in a Waymo, and the driver's not going to see you doing stuff because there is no driver. So what they're saying is you can pretty much get away with almost anything. Ray's eyes just lit up.
You know, this Waymo thing, we all got I think we judged the Waymo too fast.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
All right.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, my God.
Ray has the Waymo taking him to Texas. Tejas.
I'm going on dates in South Philly now.
Yeah.
Come back up to the north side of the city. All right.
All right, what's next?
Ray would ditch his date in a Waymo. He would knock on the hood and whistle for it to go like a cab. If Bayless...
Another if Bayless. Thank you, if.
Now, I see this tweet from the other station. And Spike saying, give the Eagles offense a standing ovation and refrain from booing for at least the first quarter. They're taking a positivity pledge for Sundays.
No, but they
Such baloney.
But they did that.
I know. It's like
we did it last week. That's the difference. We did that last Thursday and Friday. We had the positivity play.
That's right.
So
we had to see how long we could be positive.
Right. And I picked them to lose. But I was still positive.
Yeah.
I was right. But Eagles 25, Raiders 23.
Ooh. I said on my Locked On show 24-11.
24-11, that's
what a weird
cover.
number.
Ray?
21-9.
21-9.
3 field goals.
Kenny Pickett's playing, which doesn't, not good for the Raiders. The two gloves Pickett's playing in the cold and potential snow.
Wind, too.
Wind, yep.
Yep.
Two gloves Pickett. So maybe this is the way that for them to get the running game back on track.
Well, that would make sense, but so don't expect it to.
Yeah, so they'll throw it 50 times.
Yeah.
Maybe I should add a field goal to mine because it would only make sense for Elliott to make one through like driving snow after missing one in the dome last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
maybe
that
24-9.
Like the kick against the Bills that was pouring rain and heavy wind, he kicked it over 50 yards.
Which anytime you criticize him, someone has to bring that one up. Well, you remember he hit that one 2 years ago.
All right, go Birds. We'll be back on Monday. Everybody have a
great weekend.
And safe weekend.
How about that?
We're out.
Now,